Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Blue Thunder Pod, WWE Edition. I'm your host, Billy Sullivan. With me, as always, my mom's favorite podcast host, and he definitely aged better than Bubba Ray Dudley, Dave Alinovich.
No forehead scars either. Zero forehead scars.
The Dudleys looked like a couple of foremen for a public works department. Yeah.
They acted like it too.
Yeah.
They were trying to do like team building exercises.
I didn't need to waste my life watching Bubba count 1, 2, 3 so people could say, get the tables.
That's how he does it though now.
Or do the wazap thing
Yeah.
that was dated when they did it.
That's cool.
Because it was like 10 years after the Budweiser commercial.
Well, I just felt bad for them. They couldn't read the cards, and they had to put their glasses on.
Yeah, they're hipster
That had
lensless
nothing
glasses.
yeah, that are clearly have frames in them.
I have no problem with Devon. Bubba Ray's a douchebag.
He's just a little heavy-handed. Like we see you, we see you. Devon testifies. It's always been cool.
It's great.
But there were a couple choices in this draft.
Oh, there were choices? Because as far as I could tell, all they fucking did was bring everybody back and then bring up a couple of NXT. Why don't they just make this draft NXT? It was the only cool thing was watching all the people super excited and their friends like legit. That was definitely shoot. Like they were super happy for their friends.
Right. And themselves. Like,
even though
genuine shock.
Like Ilya Dragunov was acting like it was the number one pick in the NFL draft or something. It was awesome. Yeah. Like, I could not help but think though, like they're cheering on all their friends, but then I'm looking at that screen and I'm like, there's like 500 people on NXT, and they're bringing up like 3 again. So maybe if you live to like 98 years old and you're still wrestling, you'll have a chance to.
But they bring. Well, how did Tiffany Stratton come up? Was she called up?
I think she was like not a draft. I think it was a special. Like
I'm too good.
You're making this happen, kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, just be better, and you'll get called up.
Yeah.
Just be better at your job.
I mean, but there are pretty talented. Like Ilya Dragunov should have absolutely been called up before a draft. Yes. He was like better than 99% of the wrestlers.
I fully realize what I just said it was a joke. I don't think it landed as a joke, but because NXT. Well, and we'll cover. I have a lot of thoughts about the entire draft, which took place over the course of 2 shows. First of which we're going to review is April 26th. Was WWE SmackDown in Cincinnati, Ohio at the Heritage Bank Center.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
How dare you?
I do want to mention,
unacceptable.
As I always do at the start of this podcast, our AEW Blue Thunder Pod will be dropping at the same time as this. So if you haven't listened to it already, please go check it out when you're done listening to this one. But the main reason I wanted to interrupt Dave was to say, if you didn't listen to our last week's WWE podcast, Blue Thunder Bomb podcast, pod.
Blue Thunder Bomb is
Blue Thunder Bomb Pod Bomb Pop.
Bomb.
Go listen to the last like 20 minutes of it. It's a much more entertaining draft than any of the things that happened on WWE television.
You're not wrong, because we booked like we were trying to be successful in business,
and like also maybe entertain some people that are watching and listening to us.
How dare we? This draft was just odd, so we'll cover that right away. You mentioned, as we were talking before we get into the show itself, house is down a little bit.
Half a house for this one.
For a company that loves making animations and does production for how well that they're doing.
I'm sorry, half a house for Raw. This SmackDown was the lowest rated in a year.
The NBA.
Because people are tired of looking at
all
Triple
things.
H's big sycophantic stupid head.
What are you talking about?
Levesque.
What is it?
The Levesque era.
Did he say that at some point?
I'm not sure on this episode. I was too busy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Snoring from the draft. I think maybe people are turned off by that a little bit.
Yeah. You're referencing the other 700 times we were reminded that it's the Paul Levesque era. We get it, dude. We like you. Just let us keep liking
Speak for yourself. I don't like him.
You're over him.
I think he's a dickhead.
Oh.
I think he's doing a great job booking.
Yeah.
And I also remember his whole career, and he's a piece of shit. And he always has been.
You can do that.
Married into like a fucking company with an absolute monster at the head, and like probably knew some stuff.
Yeah.
And I just think he's not a good person.
Yeah.
But he's doing a very good job since he took over creative.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna shit on what he's done outside of the few things that I do complain about.
Right.
I don't like him though, and I like that really comes through when he's doing his praise me, Triple H the Lord. Like, remember when he used to be the only guy that had like a motorcade entrance at WrestleMania when he was like in his 50s?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of big stars and they don't get any kind of special stuff.
Yeah.
And then Triple H rides out on like a skull motorcycle with like druids and he's retired.
Right.
That shit's still happening. Like, it's just in a different way. He's always been that guy.
Get on your knees.
Yeah. And he loves metal stuff, like in the aesthetic.
Bow
way too
down
much.
to the...
Bow down.
Bow down
And all
to
of his
the
their music
king. You got
is
two
different ways
songs.
of saying "suck my dick."
He got 2 different theme songs. I was at WrestleMania 22 when he wrestled John Cena, and he came. He had his throne song,
Yeah.
and then he stood up and he had another song. Like,
I remember that.
What are we doing here?
He still has one of my favorite comebacks of all time from injury. When he came out with his like, I almost bought this shit. In retrospect, he's like, oh, this is stupid. That's not a good look. The leather jacket with the jean vest over the.
Yeah.
I think it was Our Time was the one that was playing for that one.
Yeah.
But he was like all the steroids. Yeah. He came back and he was the most jacked dude that's ever wrestled.
He was how like,
but it was great.
if you're taking an animation class and you have to draw a superhero, like
Yeah.
that's how you would draw.
Was it like draw a Rob Liefeld comic book character?
That's a deep cut. That's a deep cut. I don't know that one.
That's-
It sounds comic booky.
Did you ever see the Captain America? That's kind of a famous
Nope.
bad piece of art where he's standing sideways and his chest he's so thick that his chest is like this, like 3 feet out from his chin.
I'm sure I've come
It's
across
Rob
it.
Liefeld.
Oh, okay.
He was the guy that popularized putting like little pockets all over like legs and arms and stuff in the 90s.
Like cargo pants?
Like cargo pants, but for your whole everything.
I forgot to start my stopwatch.
But that's what Triple H looked like.
Let's hope I hit the right one because we don't want the Neidhart alarm to go off accidentally. Jim Neidhart was not in the draft. It would have been pretty funny if
been
they
better
had
than-
anybody like of a throwback kind. It was the most boring draft, and that's saying a lot because drafts are pretty boring, and they didn't get their stats right on some stuff. And to your point, it, like now that you say it, it should be NXT exclusive. Yeah, make it.
Yeah.
Because like like just the apathy and
That's
Michael
what a draft
Cole's,
is too.
Right.
You're drafting the amateur.
right. The apathy of Michael Cole's voice sometimes is like, oh, Kevin Owens is staying on SmackDown. It's like, what are you supposed to say there?
Why say that on TV? Only tell us the changes.
Yeah.
You're not telling me anything if you're telling me that, like Gunther's on Raw. Like, no shit.
Yeah.
We watch every week.
Yeah. Is it not
There was
not,
like
not
2
shaking
changes
things
the
up?
first day or something. It's not a draft. I know they want to tie it into the NFL draft, and that's what they're doing. Same thing as Tony Khan, like doing the neck brace at the NFL draft. They want to grab that because there's a zillion eyes on it.
Right.
Just draft NXT guys or like signing Braun Breaker. They did a 3-month like story about like trying to sign him to a contract, which apparently became null and void immediately because he's one of the guys that actually did switch.
Right.
Like, why? What was the point of me watching 3-4 weeks of like battling for the free agents?
So you can learn how fast he is, how high he
I
jumps.
saw all that stuff in NXT. I didn't need the stats.
No, they just wrote it on the screen for you, though.
My favorite stat from this week's WWE television was Nia Jax was once a model. Like, super. What the fuck?
Supermodel?
No.
Oh.
No.
So the draft, just to remind you of the rules, Raw, SmackDown, they kept to the rules. Raw, SmackDown, and NXT were eligible. 4 rounds on SmackDown, 6 rounds the following Monday Night Raw. 4 picks per round. Champions are protected. Back up. Every champion except the women's tag team champions, which still doesn't make sense to me. SmackDown goes first tonight. Raw goes first on Monday, and the roster's lock on May 6th. So there's going to be trades.
Yeah. There has to be because it's just the same roster right now. The follow the rules thing, though, if you're injured, do you get drafted or not drafted?
Apparently, you can withdraw from the draft, thereby keeping yourself on the same brand and thereby negating picking somebody. Like, if you didn't want to leave, just like twist your ankle or fall on slip on a banana peel or something.
Half the injured people were exempt and half the injured people just were in the draft.
Yeah.
So if your faction like kicks you out and beats you down, like Carlito, and then your faction gets drafted, do you still go with that faction?
Well,
he did.
he technically didn't get beat down. He was just exposed.
Oh yeah.
And then
But
they
it was
ran
a clear
him
breakup.
off.
It was a breakup.
So
It was a breakup of.
yeah, that was jarring to see all those guys on the screen.
They were like, "What the fuck? Why is he here?" And then Vinci, no, he goes to the other. Like, why for one, not for the other?
You're right. You're 100%. Yeah, I don't know.
Also, why was Roman exempt? By the way, he's not injured.
No.
He's just like taking time away to come back. He should have to follow that rule and be in his stable.
Especially since the bloodline stayed on SmackDown.
Yeah.
It was a moot point.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of time they spent on that.
Maybe
too.
they just like a story separation thing because he's going to babyface it up when he comes back and beats the shit out of Tama Tonga. But
like we give credence to the other show with the rankings, sports oriented.
Yeah, I'll give a lot of leeway.
Yeah.
But this shit is not leeway. It's just like you're fucking telling me one thing and then 3 seconds later you're doing an opposite thing.
Yeah.
Like,
well, let's look at who went where and who did not go anywhere. Definitely who did not go anywhere were the champions, and just listing the champions, like kind of, I don't know. So on Raw, it's Damian Priest, Becky Lynch, Sami Zayn, and the Awesome Truth. It's like the top guy in that company is Damian fucking Priest.
No.
Championship.
The Intercontinental title is a bigger title than that belt.
No, it's not. The world titles is the biggest title.
Not like that's what they'll tell you, but
That's
that's not
what
how
I'm
anybody sees
believing.
it. It's
No.
like everybody's like, oh, the one that Gunther had is the real one.
Correct.
Not that fucking toy, the sandbox toy. Nobody gives a shit about that.
Right.
That's why it's fine to give it to Damian Priest.
Yeah.
Because nobody gives a shit about Damian
But
Priest.
did you notice the drop off there?
Yeah.
Like, you get one of these things, it's not like the other one. And then SmackDown is Cody, Bailey, Logan Paul, and A-Town Down Under. I don't care if the tag champs are not like marquee.
Yeah, like
but
WWE still doesn't really give that much of a shit about tag wrestling. So like have the couple funny guys, that's fine.
That's
they get good luck, but the rest of those champs are like
on
pretty
SmackDown,
legit champs.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a nice collection there.
Cody is boring as the champ though.
Jesus Louises. I liked how they presented this with the War Rooms. It felt very Kevin Costner Draft Day.
I love that. It's the most ridiculous movie in history, and like the thing that happens at the end would never happen in 100 billion years.
It turns out to that's one of those movies I put on to fall asleep, and I'm like, I
enjoy it.
I need to watch this every 6 months now.
Yeah, I
So love this
enjoy.
movie.
It's exactly. It's like a comfort movie.
Yeah.
Like I know this is dumb, but I really enjoy it every time I watch it. It's like Dumb Guy Moneyball.
Yeah.
Like if you don't want to think, like Moneyball's great,
Yeah.
David Fincher, all that, but
Moneyball's way better if you take out all of the relationship stuff that he has with his family.
yeah, that could disappear.
Like a third of the movie can go away, and it's just like a straight up statistics baseball movie.
There was like a long period in Hollywood that like the producer guys were like, well, where's the romance? Where's the relationship? Every movie has to have a relationship. So a lot of that shit got shoehorned in. And you're right. That should have just been about like what they were doing.
Absolutely.
But Draft Day, it's like that, but dumbed way, way down.
Right.
I love the fuck
I
out of
love
it.
Draft Day.
Yeah.
I love it. The opening of this show, which is also Draft Day, we see Cody backstage signing 8x10s, and they're pushing that he's wrestling AJ Styles in Backlash next week for the WWE Undisputed title.
May as well not put the belt on the line. Just have it like it's a house show.
It's the first time that they're fighting, which is,
How's it possible?
Yeah, I thought that was kind of odd too.
They
'Cause
both have wrestled everywhere on Earth.
Yeah,
for
and
like a long time.
apparently literally never crossed paths. So they show Cody signing 8x10s, AJ Styles walking in, and then Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair walking in. And then they show the War Room. So for SmackDown and Raw, they had a split screen, and they had a room for Monday Night Raw. They had a room for SmackDown, showing, I guess, them strategizing their picks.
Yeah, we strategized to take all the guys that we already have.
Adam Pearce was obviously for Raw, and in his War Room was, and I'm just going to read this chronologically because it's confirmed later, but I wrote JBL, Devon Dudley, and I think Tori Wilson.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck am I bringing Tori Wilson in to pick for...
Was it Tori Wilson? I thought it was Medusa.
No.
She's on the
that's
other.
on Raw,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
okay.
But so and then Nick Aldis for SmackDown had Bubba Ray Dudley, Teddy Long, and I think Michelle McCool. It just struck me as odd that why these guys, like
Michelle McCool is super a weird one because she was only on for a little while.
Yeah, but she
was good when she was there.
Yeah,
but like she's probably young enough that she could get another run. I definitely would rather see her than the Undertaker on TV.
Well, I think they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
But it was just odd. Like, oh, this is your war. Okay, this is your war room, I guess.
Booker T was.
He wasn't on there yet.
But he was their analyst.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Yes.
I don't want to forget this, so I'm just going to say it now.
Yep.
The first thing that their analyst, Booker T, draft analyst, said, I wonder where Damian Priest is going to go. Booker, he's champ. Can't go anywhere.
Sucker! And he just stares at his hand and starts having a seizure, like he usually used to do. Backstage, we have Kayla Braxton with Paul Heyman, and she asks, we hear there's some rumors about Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman says, these are not rumors about your tribal chief, Roman Reigns. These are facts, ladies and gentlemen. Your tribal chief, Roman Reigns, has voluntarily withdrawn eligibility for the 2024 draft. This is not a negative. This is a positive.
Doesn't make any goddamn sense either.
But who built SmackDown since the pandemic? Roman Reigns. Who is the biggest star in the entire industry? Roman Reigns. Why would Roman Reigns hog the #1 draft pick spotlight when Roman Reigns is not going to be returning in the immediate future? Read into my words, Kayla. This is what a real tribal chief would do. Instead, now the pressure is on Nick Aldis because if Roman Reigns is not the first pick, who is? Whoever are the first 2 draft picks, they make history in a brand new era. I don't know about you, but me, I'm intrigued.
With Roman, I mean, I know why they're doing it, and it's probably smart because he's going to be like their top 8.
That was everything Paul Heyman said.
Oh, he said that intrigued. I thought
everything
that was,
I just said.
I thought you tacked that on.
Nope.
I'm not intrigued, but but like I understand. I just some logic. Please don't treat me like an idiot.
But when he
some
comes,
logic. Why would then Sami Zayn not be? Well, she's a champ, but like whoever, Gunther, be like, oh, I don't want to be in the draft either. Roman wasn't.
Yeah.
Neither one of us is a champ. We have no power here.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in the draft.
Also, like, what is the implication of it? Like, the shows are identical.
Because you probably live a certain lifestyle and way, and all your shit is based around working Mondays or working Fridays. It's the same reason that like Malachi and Buddy work Saturdays only because the rest of their life they travel to go see their wives and stuff. I'm sure there's lots of situations like that. And I mean, Vince used to break those up intentionally.
I mean, in kayfabe mode.
But in kayfabe,
why would I care what show I'm on if I'm the biggest star in wrestling?
Maybe you want to go after the belt, the show that you're already on. And be like, nope, I just don't put me in the draft.
How do you even have fun anymore if you're Roman? If you've been champion that long, like, what is your motivation to go back to do anything?
My hope, and like, old Roman never would have been able to do this, but he's gotten so good at the character stuff that, like, I think he might pull it off. My hope is that he had, like, we find out he had kind of an existential crisis and, like, realized in his time away that despite propping himself up so much, constantly calling himself the final boss, the tribal chief.
Yeah,
it was the people around him and his yes men that got him to where he was.
Right,
and it's like devastating to him. And now he feels like he has to prove that I know I can do this. I'm going to come back and do it on my own.
All right.
I mean, I'm writing that.
Yeah.
So don't give them credit for that yet, but I think they might do that.
Well, whenever he comes back, he's apparently not in the bloodline because the bloodline got drafted, and if he's not in the bloodline, like, it doesn't fucking matter. Like I said, if they went to Raw, it'd be different. Like, it's like, oh, Roman's back. I guess he's on Raw. Is he not on Raw? Is he in the bloodline? Is he not in the bloodline? But, like, they made it, I don't know. This just felt like they needed more TV to write. Or, like, you know what I mean? Like, because he didn't have to be there. Nobody that was drafted came out.
We have to fire Cameron Grimes.
Carmelo Hayes came out.
This whole draft could have gone away. They could have showed us 3 picks on each show, the NXT people, and then not fire talented people and give them some TV time.
Yeah. So, as you were saying, the NXT Performance Center, it was packed. The ring was full of people with folding chairs, and then all the people. I assume those were fans, like, were in the crowd. But it looked like
just the roster though. Like, I don't want to hear about AEW's like bloated. There's like half the AEW roster just in NXT.
But that's like signees and stuff, and like they always have training camps and shit going on. So they probably just
AEW is doing too. They just don't have a they should make running around of that, but they just don't have a training show.
Yeah, they got to have promo school.
Yeah,
we'll get to that in the other show. But or Take-Two school.
There's a bunch of great promos on the other show.
Take-Two school. Well, yeah, because all your top guys were giving promos, but some
I
guys,
do agree. If you fuck something up in a recorded,
Take-Two. All right, we go again, guys.
Not expensive.
Take-Two promo class would instantly fix all professional wrestling. across the
yes,
board.
absolutely.
But they're hyping up that people from NXT are going to get called up, and they review last year when they're like, oh, last year Grayson Waller got called up, and now he's a champion. Who's next?
Yeah, who else got called up last year?
Who else got called? I don't fucking know.
3 names that are not around anymore.
Jackson Riker.
I heard somebody else say it. It was a female wrestler who, like, I'm like, well, I've been watching Raw a lot lately, and I never heard that name. And then some dude that released, I think
2023.
They said it on TV. I'm like, I see why you're like focusing on Waller here because.
So 2023. Let's see who's not. Matt Riddle.
Oh yeah. He drugged himself out.
Gone. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn are still
there.
there.
Matt Riddle was in NXT right up until that. Jesus Christ.
No. He was on Raw. And he was drafted to Raw.
I mean, I'm talking about just the NXT people that got called up. They still are
JD
terrible.
McDonough, Zoe Stark.
Oh yeah, he stinks. Zoe Stark has done nothing.
Hit Row, Dexter Lumis.
Hit Row's out of the company. Dexter Lumis is out of the company.
Evans.
I think.
Yeah, he got fired last year. The Viking Raiders, Maximum Male Models.
They're in soft ground wrestling in Uganda right now, I love that, but that's what they're doing.
Yeah, well, that's, more power to him. In the ring, Corey Graves said he's going to be moderating the contract signing between Cody and AJ Styles. There's 2 tables in the ring, and Corey Graves presents. They do their entrances. They come out. AJ Styles gets his contract first, and before he starts to sign his name, he gives what we could only say would benefit from second take promo class. Yeah. Dude, this guy's so good as a wrestler. It is such terrible promo work, though.
He's super dumb. Yeah. I really want Punk to feud with him because I know that he'll get him in the ring and be like, how about that flat earth shit? Can you explain it to all of us right here, right now, live on television?
Did you ever see the clip where the guy tried to cut the Austin 316 promo and AJ Styles is so religious that he cut him off and like wouldn't let him finish and then he left the ring? I couldn't believe it. But AJ Styles, we have 2 Georgia boys ready to mix it up for the first time for the biggest prize in the game. I can understand why you boo me, but you got to know I don't respect LA Knight, and he got under my skin. I accept it, and that's why I lost at WrestleMania. He's a little hot-headed. He gets a little in his own way. And he goes, but what happened? I got my composure back, and I realized I am phenomenal and beat LA Knight to earn the right to face Cody Rhodes at Backlash. Now, unlike LA Knight, I respect you, Cody. We haven't crossed paths yet, but we've been down the same roads, and we had to prove ourselves outside of WWE. I'm also getting tired of this shit. Like referencing that there's other companies on every company.
Yeah.
Stop referencing there's other companies.
I like that, like, when it makes sense to talk about, like, oh, we saw each other in Evolve or whatever. It's every show now. Full shows they're talking about
multiple times per show. It's like, dude, we get it.
Just focus on your own shit.
Yes,
everybody.
We get it. Everybody's got a DVR. We all are. It's all loaded up with other companies.
Yeah.
We know.
It was pretty sweet though that Evolve main event from 2017 was Cody Rhodes versus Swerve Strickland.
Oh, that's fun.
And it was both.
That's fun. Oh, and they're both world champs now.
Yeah.
I'm willing to believe the same man who gave me advice a long time ago gave you the same advice, Cody, how to stand on your own 2 feet and be the men that we are today.
Stand on your own 2 feet because the earth is flat. You don't have to worry about some stupid ball you'd fall right over.
To fall down. And he goes by the name of, and this is another thing I'm getting tired of, do we have to evoke the name of Dusty Rhodes every show now? We get it. He's your dad.
They talked about Dusty way too much before Cody got there.
We get it. He's fucking great. We all agree. We love him.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And we know
he did invent the worst finish in the history of wrestling, but
the Dusty finish?
Yeah, like everything else. Yeah. People use that term Dusty finish for like all kinds of scroogey stuff, but the only Dusty finish is you win the belt, bell rings, everybody celebrates, and then some authority figure comes out and says, "Oh no, I saw this and this and this. You don't actually have the belt."
Right.
Which is the worst thing you could do. Like,
yeah.
But I love Dusty as a performer.
Don't need to hear his name. You know what I love too? Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Yeah,
I don't have to. If I'm eating spaghetti, I'm like, you know what fucking rules? Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Nobody's talking about like Vern Gagne every 3 seconds.
No,
he's pretty great too.
I learned a lot from your dad. He was a good man. He taught me how to carry myself and carry. Oh, this line really highlighted how terrible. I learned a lot from your dad. He was a good man. He taught me how to carry myself and to carry the weight of a champion. And I look at this right here. He's pointing at the belt that Cody's holding. And the weight of this isn't just of leather and gold. And at Backlash, we're going to see if you can carry it. Jumbo Jeff Farmer.
Yeah, it's a little Jumbo Jeff Farmer.
Yikes! AJ signs and Corey Graves gives the contract to Cody.
I just learned that AJ Styles has officially wrestled more matches in WWE than he did in TNA.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. It was like 805 in TNA and 880 something.
And he doesn't feel like a WWE guy. He feels like a TNA
He still
guy.
feels like a TNA guy that came over.
Cody, Cincinnati, what do we want to talk about? Certainly we could talk about respect. There's not a locker room on earth that you'll find where every person...
Was it like that, or did he do... What do you guys want to talk about?
So, Cincinnati...
He did inspire me to make my championship belt for Rocky. So everybody, since Dave won our WrestleMania picks, like I think two correct picks to one for me, I made a championship belt that you can see on the video for the Blue Thunder Pod right now. And then I felt bad for Rocky. He's like our mascot, so I made a little tiny belt for him.
A little pig dog.
I don't know where
it's over there.
I'm going to grab it so I can show the camera.
Yeah. It's nice. It matches mine. That's going to stay mine.
Right up until Double or Nothing.
It looks really funny when you're holding it. Like it's for you.
So that's my Pooch belt. This is not done yet. I got to put the side plates on and some kind of fasteners.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll give him snaps. I gave Dave Velcro.
Yeah. Because I love Velcro, right? Cody, to talk about respect. Everybody respects you. Last week I went on to say you were the modern day excellence of execution. I respect the road you've traveled down to get here. Parallel paths. But that respect goes by the wayside for a Backlash. More dusty stuff. I don't even want to read this whole thing because it's... fuck it, I'll read it.
Sounds like some stuff that we've heard before.
But that respect, talking about respect, but that respect goes by the wayside at Backlash. I can feel it in your words to a degree. You've been here before, and it seems like you're implying I cannot carry the weight of that championship. He's not implying it. He fucking straight
just
up
said it. He said it right to you. There's no implication.
I'm getting the vibe that you think I suck at this.
What I'm inferring here is, no, I called you an asshole.
Are you implying I'm an asshole? Well, good thing the man who trained me said it's not about winning the title, it's about keeping it. Who said that? Triple H?
Wait, who's talking right now?
Cody. He said, and I didn't write the entire thing.
The man who trained him.
He said the man who trained me said it's not about winning the title, it's about keeping it.
Triple H didn't train him shit, I don't think.
Who says
he left the company?
Who said it's not about winning the title, it's about keeping it? Does that ring a bell?
Ric Flair.
I'll go with Ric Flair then, but he's not on the show. He's pitching woo on another channel.
I mean, I'm sure he's close with Cody.
That's fair. They do have the same haircut.
You know, it might have been Arn.
Is he back?
Might have been Arn Anderson. I don't think he's back, but they're very close.
Yeah.
And that sounds like something Arn would say.
Yeah, as he's stroking his firearm. And boy, do I respect your familiarity with my last name, but when I put CODY in front of it on this piece of paper, that means that we have never touched before. That means that at Backlash, it is a level playing field. That means no matter what, no matter how phenomenal you are, this is not a dream match for me. It's a must win. Yep.
Do you want to bet $1 billion? I'll take Cody.
Can we bet the GDP of America that Cody's retaining the title? Cody extends his hand for a handshake, and AJ says, "It was a beautiful thing to see you finish your story and get the championship, but it's a shame that your title reign is going to end at Backlash." And then they shake hands, and AJ leaves, and Cody poses. And then Cody's about to leave, and Triple H intercepts him, and they go to the podium because they're about to start the draft. This was
Triple H on there? Great.
Were you aware it's the Triple H era? Yeah.
It's the Paul Levesque.
You might have heard it's the Paul Levesque era. I think they're interchangeable.
The triple Paul
They might
Levesque
be the same guy.
era.
You never see him in the same place, though, Triple H and Paul Levesque.
That's true.
I think they're the same guy.
I've never seen Paul Levesque wearing like Viking horns and riding a skull that's like descends from the rafters.
No.
Same vibe, but never actually seen him doing that.
Those two guys should meet. They seem like they'd get along really well. Remember
Triple H came back all fat? That was super funny.
Yeah, because he was off the gas.
He got off the gas and he was like, looked like me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the game. Oh, really? Pillsbury Doughboy?
It's all about, there's their joke there. It's all about the game and how you roll it. It's all about baking and how long it can show. I don't know. I'm not good at poetry. I haven't had enough caffeine today.
Beautiful, dude.
I just don't. I'm so turned off by this. I think that's what is throwing me off here. This is your world title. This is Cody's first world title.
Yeah.
After chasing for 2 years, and this is how they're building it.
Yeah,
it's terrible. It's fucking terrible. I mean, the match is going to be amazing, but
yeah, but like, I care about that. WWE fans don't care about
Right.
that.
Yeah.
There's like no emotion in this.
No. And like we all, it's a foregone conclusion, whatever. So as we mentioned before, Cody and Triple H are at the podium. They're doing round 1 of the draft. Triple H has this little preamble about the importance of protecting the existing roster versus bringing in new guys. We know, we know how drafts work, dude.
Yeah, no. Triple H did his preamble because he loves the sound of his own stupid voice.
He's just letting you know in case you're,
Yeah.
new to Earth or you just woke up from a coma. This is how it's going to work. Triple H, he asked Cody to stick around because he wants Cody to read the Raw SmackDown picks, and Triple H is going to read the Raw picks. And
Also, this is not how drafts work.
what do you mean?
This isn't a draft, what they're doing. I don't know what you would call this. It's not even a fantasy draft. Drafts, there's no other drafts that I can think of where you're like most of your picks are people you already had.
Well, yeah, a draft is bringing in new guys,
people, yeah.
trades
Yeah.
and waiver wires,
Yeah.
and
You're bringing up the young guys, but you have a giant roster of those. Most of this was just absolutely
what would make
a
it
waste
even,
of time.
What would make it even better is if they had like the teams like they cut X amount of guys before like the final team that plays that season. They should do that leading up to the draft.
They could do anything. It
we
would be
got
better
5
than
people on
what
the-
we got.
Yeah.
Our draft, legit, was way more entertaining.
I know. Even though I lost like handsomely.
I played that up because it's funny, but
No, I lost. And like it was glaring on this show when you saw some guys would pick one guy and then another guy would pick 5 guys. You're like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you just pick the 5 guys? And like,
Nick
law of
Aldis is an idiot.
law of averages, man. So Cody says, with the first pick of the 2024 draft, SmackDown selects the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair.
My number 2 pick in our draft.
Yeah, that makes sense. It did make sense. The second pick of the 2024 draft, Raw selects main event, Jey Uso.
I've come around on Jay the last like 3 weeks. Not wrestling, never wrestling, but like all his other stuff. It's very entertaining to me.
Hell of
He's
an
like
actor.
using the little stuff is good. His subtle, like little facials, little bits of acting you don't really have to do. He does.
Yeah.
And he really does have like a legit connection with it. It doesn't feel fake.
No.
Like he feels like a real dude.
Yeah.
I just
funny.
wish he didn't have to wrestle ever.
Yeah.
But no, not the second pick.
No, not like that. That's your
Drew, CM Punk, like
the bloodline.
Yeah, the bloodline.
The faction that is backing up your current
Gunther.
champion. The most dominant champion. It's just whatever. They got to, like you said, they got to sell toys to kids. Cody said the third pick is NXT's Carmelo Hayes, which got no reaction.
How WWE fans just really are not wrestling fans. They don't watch wrestling.
No,
because that's their show, and they don't even watch it.
I don't watch NXT.
Well, because you have to watch 100 million hours of
It's
like
tough.
wrestling. But
Yeah.
like all these people that pay all this money to go to these shows, you wouldn't be interested in like checking out NXT once in a while to see who might be coming up. Like,
well, it's not. Dude,
they're just a bunch of dummies, Dave.
So NXT was awesome because they just they brought in a bunch of guys that everybody already knew.
Yeah.
And now they're building guys
But
who
they're
are
building
equally
some good ones.
probably better than
a lot of them.
class.
I don't watch NXT. I knew who Carmelo Hayes was.
Yes,
Like,
he's been on
everybody's
everybody's.
no reaction. Ilya Dragunov's not getting any goddamn reaction.
He was just on Raw.
Yeah.
Barrett says this is the first time in WWE history that an NXT superstar has been drafted in round 1 of the draft. I'd like to remind you that on July 19th, 2016, in the first round of the WWE draft for pick number 5, Raw selects from NXT Finn Balor. Suck my
there
ass.
You go. They love lying to us because they think we're stupid.
The guy's active.
Yeah.
He was the first.
He just signed like a 10-year extension.
First Universal Champion. Like I don't get why why can I Google it and remember it, but you can't?
You don't even have to Google most of this stuff. It's just like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
I got it. Like, and
I'm eating
you're right.
Cheerios, pop my head up like
Yeah.
that's not right. I was eating Honey Nut Cheerios though. I have been on a big Honey Nut Cheerio kick.
I don't like regular Cheerios; those are for infants. But Honey Nut Cheerios,
Oh boy,
are the truth.
I have had to up my steps day to day too because.
Do you go with a regular dairy milk,
As opposed to what?
Like what everybody else does these days, oat
No.
or whatever?
Can't.
I go full fat.
Milk.
Whole milk.
Oh, you go whole milk.
Got it. It's better for you than skim.
Fat, more fat is good for you, contrary to popular
And
belief.
it tastes way better.
Yeah. starts using heavy whipping cream. It's 50% fat or something like that.
You say that as if I hadn't.
Yeah. Was it good?
Of course.
Yeah. Speaking of fats, they did not cut it because pick number 4, second pick for Raw is Seth Rollins, who is injured.
Who's hurt? So what?
Yeah.
What's the rule here?
No idea.
There's no rules.
No idea.
Nothing matters.
His wife is
Solo Sikoa, by the way, after you told me that thing, I looked it up. He's 1-58.
Oh, it was
in
worse
his last 59 matches.
It was worse than we thought.
And he's probably going to get a title shot somehow with like Glass Joe's record.
Yeah. Carmelo Hayes comes out and he cuts a promo. When they talk about who's next, when they talk about who's the hottest, they don't call him the hottest out. They call him Carmelo Hayes. I wrote that verbatim.
Yeah.
And Cody, ever since you won that championship, you've been saying if you come for the king, you best not miss. One thing about me is when I shoot, I don't miss. And as a final first-round draft pick, I can't think of a better way to shoot my shot here on SmackDown than to shoot it against you. Cody goes, fortune certainly favors the bold, but you folks don't want to see me in action, I do. I don't know. What if I forgot my gear? Oh, that's right. I didn't forget my gear.
You wear your gear to
and
bed,
this
you
right
dork.
here for me
Yeah.
means absolutely 100% you're on. If this was on The Office and Dwight Schrute was saying it, just that line there. Oh, what if I forgot my gear? Oh, that's right.
He's such a
I
dork.
didn't forget my
He's such a
gear.
dork. I like Carmelo Hayes, though. It's a good addition.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to get to that match.
I think Trick Williams kind of sucks ass, but Carmelo Hayes is really good.
Oh, there's different guys?
Oh, yeah. One's super tall and can't wrestle.
Backstage, we had the LWO, Rey Mysterio, Carlito.
Let me guess. Were they talking to other Latino people?
No, they were walking to the ring. They didn't talk at all. It's probably the only time they weren't talking to other Latin people. They're having another match against Legado del Fantasma.
Oh, really? That's a new one?
Yeah.
Haven't they been feuding since like before AEW was founded?
It feels
That's what
like
it feels
it.
like.
It feels like it, yeah. I mean, they wrestled at WrestleMania. They were feuding way before that. Yeah, it's been a long program. That
I don't know anything about it except they're like mostly Mexicans.
All I know is
and a Puerto Rican and a Cuban.
I've been forced to pay attention. Carlito is the reason that Legado del Fantasma existed because Santos Escobar did not want him in the group, so he started his own group. I'm like 80% sure that's
that
why.
Sounds reasonable.
Right.
My gripe isn't with the storytelling. It's just with don't put all the Latino guys together. Let them branch out. You're not going to become a big star unless you get to interact with everybody.
Yeah. Well, they clearly don't care about him because coming back from commercial break, we got the tail end of entrances because everybody was in the ring.
Love that pacing.
By the way, Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee.
Absolute hero, Rey Mysterio.
Versus Angel and Umberto. 5 minutes and 12 seconds. Dragon Lee is friggin' awesome.
He's incredible. He's like not quite Rey Fenix, but like right under.
Yeah.
Like he's right there.
I like
Vikingo's a different thing because he's super short and flippy, but like overall lucha
t-shirts.
stuff, I think it's those two. I think it's
I like
Phoenix
that we don't know a lot and he's not like exposed yet or exposed, let alone overexposed. And like he's still slow. It's a slow burn.
Yeah.
Where like meaning in like a year, we're going to have a year of watching him and then like, fine, give him a character then.
He's awesome every time he's on TV.
Yeah.
He's just awesome. I loved him in AEW. He only wrestled a few matches.
Yeah.
Oh, his brother back too.
Rouge.
Nice day.
Rouge.
Nice week for their...
Roosh needs counseling because he's an angry boy.
Yes, he is.
We're going to talk about what Roosh did on our AEW edition of Blue Thunder Pod. If you have not watched or listened, flip over after this one.
Spoiler alert.
He took a...
I tried to kill somebody.
Twice, yeah. It felt like the mass transit incident. The Dragon Lee took a very scary bump. He bounces off the ropes and Legado del Fantasma, I forget which one, pulls the ropes open and he takes a backward. He falls completely backwards outside of the ring. I don't know how you don't break your neck doing that.
No, me
It
either.
looks super
I don't know how
dangerous.
anybody does floor bumps at all.
From like inside the ring.
From the ring, is what I mean.
And having to hunch down and then fall.
I still don't know how Mick Foley did the Nesty plunge all the time. Like it looks like it would put me on the shelf for 9 months if I did it once.
Jump on a wooden surface.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't know. I mean, whatever. There is 1 minute and 15 seconds of action before the next commercial break. Again,
Great.
Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio in this match.
Are we gonna lose commercials when Raw goes to Netflix? Please,
I think so.
Please.
I think that's part of
Oh
it.
my God, it's gonna make this so much easier to
They're
do.
what they're probably gonna do is what they do at WrestleMania is like bake in commercials,
Do
like, for
like
that
their
whiskey
own
and
stuff
shit,
or like a travel
which is
thing.
fine. Those feel more reasonable for some reason.
As long as you don't have to force them in, because I mean they have to get so many commercials in now, which is why they do them at such stupid times, and it like takes all the momentum out of the show. that you're
But
watching.
at the same time, like I might be misremembering, so I apologize if I am. I feel like when I've watched those, like what was that Australia Perth Elimination Chamber? I feel like they remove a lot of those after the show airs. Like
on replay,
yeah.
The Perth stuff was just for the live.
Right. And like even watching WrestleMania back, I feel like a lot of those ads weren't there because the camera cuts are so fucking jumpy. So maybe we're not gonna get, maybe if we do get commercials first run and then upon review, because they gotta archive all that
There's
shit.
no way they're gonna do that many commercials though. And like that's my biggest gripe about what I can't watch WWE television.
So
like through
are they keeping it 3 hours?
I don't know if there's been an official announcement, but they've intimated that it's probably gonna be 3 hours. So don't fire guys like Cameron Grimes.
Yeah. They do a thing. This was kind of dope. Ray counter. This was not actually kind of dope. I don't know why I said that. I have the same marking for good moves as I do for bad moves.
This is kind of dope. Rey Mysterio's wife miscarried. Unfortunately. It was really dope.
Ray counters a double underhook from Angel into the worst 619 setup I've ever seen. It is intro to Botchamania bad. And I know like you're fine with botches, but this was bowling shoe ugly.
Yeah, I'm fine with botches. I'm not like same with the swerve stomp, and he's working away from that now, which I'm happy about. That's not a botch when you're like clumsily getting into the position.
Angel jumped into the ropes.
Yeah.
It was like Batista. Like I feel like he did something like that. The finish saw him get 619 and then Project Dragon, which is, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a flipping. What the hell? How do you describe Dragon Lee's finisher?
I don't know.
It's like
Lucha.
some kind of DDT that like he like. It's like when AJ Styles like does that backflip into like this Scorpion Death Drop kind of thing.
It looks like a Joshi, like a Japanese women's wrestler. Did you see the thing that Will Ospreay posted?
No.
When he was like, Joshi, Japanese women wrestlers are better than all of us, me included, and they innovate. And he showed this like a clip of a move that I watched 10 times, and I still wasn't. I was like, what? I don't know. One person like teleported through the other person, and then the one landed on her head. They're insane. And then like there's that quote always. Think of your favorite wrestler's finishing move. It was probably invented by Manami Toyota in 1987 or other Joshi wrestlers because they invent everything.
I drive a Dodge Stratus, not a Toyota.
Kenta.
He invented
both Kentas.
There's two Kentas?
There's older Kenta.
Kentai.
And older Kenta was actually the GTS. And then he trained younger Kenta.
Yeah.
One is Kobayashi, one is Kobashi.
Yeah.
The Busaiku Ni was younger Kenta, and he also used the GTS and then gave CM Punk shit for it. But most moves were just women Japanese wrestlers in the 80s and 90s. Like every move that we like is just coming out of that.
We learn here on the pod.
But this move was made me think of like Joshi wrestling.
I gotta figure out a way to describe it. After the match, Santos Escobar and Elektra Lopez come out. Santos says, I am many things, but a liar.
Is Elektra Lopez a real person, or are you fucking with me?
No, it's the woman.
I feel like you're gaslighting me.
That's the woman.
I know.
In the group.
I'm joking. Kind of.
What's your motivation there?
No, just because there's a bunch of nothing characters that I don't care about on WWE television.
Might as well be Bobby Lashley.
Same point.
I am not. I am many things, but a liar. I am not. And when I said I did not attack Dragon Lee the evening before WrestleMania 40, I meant it. Elektra has been working for weeks to track down the security footage from that evening, and Ray,
Daredevil.
Yeah, what you're about to see, you're going to find very, very interesting. And they throw the footage on the Titantron, and it shows Carlito was the culprit. And Carlito's in the ring with the LW already, so he shoves Dragon Lee into Rey Mysterio. Then he gives a backstabber to Dragon Lee. Then he jumps out of the ring over the rail, and he bolts.
Still gets drafted with that action.
He's still in the image.
So they can finish that terrible feud.
Yeah. Right,
that's got to be the reason they stuck him on there.
I was so happy
they could just
he came back.
Finish. I was in Puerto Rico and stuff. That was fun.
Yeah.
I don't need him otherwise, but like, it was fun.
He's a background character.
I'd rather Bad Bunny be a full-time wrestler.
Right. They had a WWE Speed promo next.
WWE short.
Yeah. That's enough of that. It's Braun Breaker versus Cedric Alexander. Might as well have been a speed match because this was 13 seconds, which you saw Cedric Alexander eating a spear.
I love like monsters, squash matches. It's always effective.
Yeah.
I do want to see Braun Breaker wrestle a little bit more. Like,
yeah.
I don't need all the Goldberg matches. He can do so much stuff. I enjoy watching him perform.
Yeah.
You don't have to I know I'm not going to give away a pay-per-view, even though your regular TV is more important, really, the bottom line. Give me an 8-minute match with him once in a while because he's really good. Plus, they drafted the Wolf Dogs apart, so fuck that.
Yeah. Oh, he wasn't part of the draft. He just got signed. Remember? There was a big bidding war for him?
Yeah.
So
that went out the window 2 months later.
During this is when I started noticing there's lots of glitching and unfocused cameras throughout the show.
Yeah, I like they're throwing in so much.
A lot of Bo Dallas stuff coming in. Or Uncle Howdy.
I will laugh so hard if Matt Hardy is a part of it.
Well, they just signed Eric Rowan.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love Eric Rowan.
He's back.
Or Eric Redbeard. Yeah. I hope Nikki Cross is, too. Remember she was on TV? Last time she was on TV, she was doing kind of the crazy person thing again.
Yeah.
My hope is that it was maybe some foreshadowing. Because I like Nikki Cross a lot, and
when she does that unhinged character, she's really good.
Yeah, that's how she came up in the Indies and stuff. That's what she should have been doing.
Like when she
wasn't her idea to make that stupid superhero gimmick.
Superhero in training.
That wasn't even funny. It was funny when Shane Helms did it because he's a funny dude.
When Rosie did it, it was when he was superhero in training. It just SHIT.
Yes, yeah.
Right? So then we had recap.
Stand back. There's a hurricane coming through.
I think he's on the. I think I referenced him at some point. We had a recap of the Bayley, Naomi, Tiffany Stratton stuff from last week. Backstage, Nick Aldis is with Tiffany Stratton. And she says, I dropped Naomi and Bayley. Where's my title match? And Aldis checks his watch. He says, it's not set to Tiffy time. I was this close to sending you to the back of the line, but then someone convinced me otherwise. So tonight you go one-on-one with Naomi again, and the winner gets a title match at Backlash. And Tiffany Stratton asks, whose stupid idea was that? And then Bayley... Ding dong, that would be me. It's a win-win situation. If Naomi wins, she gets the title match she was cheated out of last week, and if you win, you get to find out what it's like when you attack the wrong role model. Tiffany Stratton says, I just had a Tiffany epiphany. And she invites
She's a future star.
Bayley to sit ringside to watch. Did you ever hear what her other name might have been? Veronica something or other?
No.
She just did an interview with Chris Fan, whatever. I forget his name.
The dude that does all the YouTube interviews, right?
Veronica Swanson was her other name.
That Veronica Swanson is one.
So she said, my names were, I think she said it in the interview. It was between Tiffany Stratton and Veronica Swanson, so it was obviously Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah. It's like Stone Cold or Chili McFreeze.
Finn McFrost.
I think I'm going to go with Stone Cold. Did you see the in the discourse? But this was like a reporter guy with a blue check mark and everything. Said, and I don't know if he was high or drunk or something, but he tweeted out and tagged Mariah May because Mariah May was wearing a pink dress when she came out for that match where she was cornering for her older partner.
Okay.
This dude's well, since WWE is the clear market leader, Mariah May, you need to stop wearing pink because people are going to confuse you with Tiffany Stratton, and you don't want that.
Well, we already do.
Lady wearing a pink.
Yeah, she's an attractive blonde woman.
Yeah. They're both great wrestlers in different ways too.
Oh, I was gonna let you look at it. Let's put my title belt down. Getting real heavy, holding up the.
I built it, so I looked at it quite a bit.
Yeah, you did. Yet I own it. It's weird.
Up until Double or Nothing.
So Bayley's reverting back to her role model character.
And I should get bonus points because I told all you motherfuckers that Adam Cole Bebe was not hurt.
Yeah.
That should have gotten me a win and it'd be a draw.
Yeah, well, here we are. Yeah, I know. I know. Do you want to look at it more?
Wins and losses don't matter. I guess we're WWE.
They do matter. That's why I won. So next at the podium was confirming what my eyeballs thought they saw. Michelle McCool and Tori Wilson came out to announce the second round of the draft. Michelle McCool is announcing for SmackDown, and Tori Wilson for Raw, or picking for SmackDown, and Tori Wilson is picking for Raw. In the second round, first draft pick, SmackDown takes Randy Orton.
Super. That's where he was.
Yep. Round 2, pick 2, Monday Night Raw takes Braun Breaker. An actual goddamn choice.
A real draft, but it still pissed me off because they just did a bidding war for him. Why? Yeah. Why not just not sign, wait 2 months, and then get drafted?
I don't know.
Stupid.
Save your stupid for this one. The next pick, round 2, pick 3, SmackDown takes the immovable force.
Yeah. Sure.
The immovable object, the whatever the hell. Nia Jax is now on SmackDown. And then round 2.
If Nia Jax was not employed by WWE, she would be doing a scam disability thing. Like, for sure.
Liv Morgan's going to Raw. She's pick 4 in round 2.
And she was already on Raw because
she's already on Raw.
I watch her every week.
Yeah. So
actually carried Nia to not the worst match in history.
Yeah. Well,
it was terrible, but not the worst match. Nobody got hurt.
Liv worked her ass off.
Yeah.
Next we have it shows really quickly Wade Barrett and Corey Graves. And Wade Barrett is astounded the bloodline has not been selected yet.
With good reason.
With very
who's
good.
drafting here?
No, I have no idea. Next they recap the Solo, Tama Tonga, Kevin Owens, Paul Heyman segment from last week. And backstage we see Paul Heyman. A car pulls up and Heyman apologizes for not
getting... before I forget, I was correct. Confirmed on Twitter, it is motherfucking Tonga. So
is that what it
my
means?
First guess was absolutely right. Yeah.
And
Tama himself.
They trademarked that.
Yeah.
Which is cool. That'll be a t-shirt. That'll be like a ECF and W.
Yeah. That'd be a shirt a WWE shirt I may consider purchasing.
Dude, they're so soft.
Yeah.
They're so soft.
Are they still? Because
that punk shirt is so
for
soft.
many, many years they were great. They were but I know they switched to another company for a while and it was not.
Well, they're with Fanatics now. So
Fanatics is the company that they do it for all baseball and football and stuff.
Yeah.
And they get a lot of complaints.
But
if they're making the Terry Cloth,
I'll wear my punk shirt next week. I'm promoting a venue.
I made
now.
this one.
Wrestling is better than things that you like is the shirt that Sully is wearing.
Wrestling is better than the things that you like.
Yeah. Heyman apologizes for not getting the door. And Solo Sikoa gets out. He says, I know I always get the door for Roman. I understand I'll get the door for you from now on. So Paul Heyman's begrudgingly taking this role.
It's going to be adjustment for me.
Yeah, he's doing some solid acting. Solo walks out angrily, asks if the bloodline is drafted. Heyman says no. Solo wants all the details. And Heyman says Roman Reigns withdrew from the draft. And he says...
somehow.
But Heyman says something that I liked. He says, with all due respect... You're adding new members now, which means nobody knows what they're getting in the draft when they draft the bloodline.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
So a fate that befell you with the Judgment Day.
And in a different direction.
Yeah. Because
I got mommy.
No, she wasn't on the graphic when they got drafted.
No, but we were working off of the information we had at the time. We were under that agreement.
Okay.
They did change some crap because they're WWE.
A lot of shit.
Yeah, maybe you don't get drafted if you're hurt, but maybe you do. Yeah. I don't know.
Or if your wife's champion, you don't have to have the rules apply to you. Tama Tonga gets out of the car, and Solo asks Paul Heyman to repeat what he just said to Tama Tonga. And before Paul Heyman can, Kevin Owens comes barreling out of somewhere, and he attacks both of them, and it's all broken up by agents and refs. So...
I'm bummed that he's staying on SmackDown because I watch Raw more consistently because, I feel like I need to know that a little better for the show.
Yeah.
And I really could use some Kevin Owens in my life.
Yeah. Drew McIntyre's pretty much holding up the entire ship when it comes to promos, and Punk is going to be back. So it would have been nice to have a third option. I agree.
Punk was back this week.
Well, he's going to be back full time.
Yeah. But they're great promos. But the great thing about having great promos, as we saw with MJF and Punk, is then you put the two great promos together and you see what they do.
Absolutely. Yeah. On the Rampway, we have Kayla Braxton and Bianca Belair comes out, and she says, 1 week from Saturday, there's a tag title match with Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair versus the Kabuki Warriors.
Aren't they on different brands?
Jade has not been drafted yet, so we don't know.
Don't they end up on different brands?
Nope.
No?
No.
Okay.
No.
I thought they split them up.
And even if they do, it's irrelevant if they win the tag team titles because all of Damage Control was drafted at once. And so this is kind of, again,
don't care about the women's tag titles.
I'm moving out in a little bit. Bianca Belair says she really hopes Jade gets drafted to SmackDown. Because Jade's the perfect person to help her end it with Damage Control. And Damage Control is falling apart piece by piece. And the final piece is
really would be
tag
Tiffany Stratton
team titles. They just look fucking cool.
Oh yeah,
Bianca and Jade.
They have the best look in wrestling.
They look
Jade
so
looks like
damn good.
a literal god,
Yeah.
like a goddess. She is. I've never seen anybody who looks like her in my life. She's not as bad in the ring as people give her shit.
Not even.
She's just slow. She can't. I mean, she wasn't a wrestler.
If we're gonna
Takes
let
a long
Naomi
time.
be slow, we
but
gotta
she can
let
hit
other people
moves
be
and
slow.
stuff, and she looks like a friggin'
the airport test, baby.
superhuman.
The airport test. The Kabuki Warriors come out, and there's a standoff between the three of them. And then Jade comes out, and then there's a four-way standoff. And they're just kind of like standing across the aisle from each other. And then through the ramp, up the ramp by the entranceway, we see KO and Tama Tonga fighting out, right? This is like when Peter Griffin's fighting the chicken.
Yeah.
Like, they're just fighting all over.
I wouldn't mind seeing like a Hell in a Cell with those two. Something like that.
It's
awesome.
With very little told, I buy the entire goddamn story.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see them
They're
kill
both
each other.
maniacs that hate each other.
But they have no talking has been required.
Doesn't need to be.
Like, exactly.
They're both animals.
They're both very good at their jobs. They fight onto the ramp. They fight into the ring. Solo and Tama Tonga beat down Kevin Owens. Jamie Noble and Hurricane Helms can't even stop this. There's the agents in the ring. Orton's music hits. He clears the ring. Both groups are kept apart with a bunch of agents and security and shit. This is good. It was a nice build.
Yeah, it was.
Right?
And I like the Kevin Owens Randy Orton thing. What was I was watching a highlight thing the other day. Remember that time that Randy Orton, like out of nowhere, it's probably like 12 years ago, hit RKO on like a celebrating Brock Lesnar. Right? It was after a title win or something.
Yeah.
But it was like really out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then he did a celebration where he was like going, oh, and it was like one of the most interesting things Randy Orton ever did. Yeah. And I'm like, that's awesome. Why don't you behave like that more often? I have no idea what he was doing.
He used to twitch a lot more.
Yeah.
After he hit
this
it.
thing was like crazy. It was like, oh, he's doing a thing. Cool.
Yeah.
Not being boring.
No, he's the elder statesman now, man. He doesn't got to do that stuff anymore.
Gym bag turds.
No. Devon and Bubba Ray are coming out next to the podium for round 3 of the draft. They're introduced together as the Dudley Boys.
Bosses.
What's that?
My old public works bosses.
Yeah, no shit, right? They, as we mentioned at the top of the show, they have a hard time reading the cards, so they take their glasses out and they put their glasses on. He can't see without his glasses. Where's his glasses? So many My Girl references on this show.
Such a waste of time.
Yeah.
Not the My Girls. Those are great. The Dudleys.
Yeah, My Girl's a gift that keeps on giving.
You know, I had to go back and check.
My Girl?
No. The Dudleys. When the Dudleys came out here,
Thomas Shea gets
they play music and everything, and I was like, this song sucks. I thought I liked the Dudleys song. And I watched their like original, and it sucked then too. I was way into it, like WWE back then, or WWF probably still then. That I think I just blocked out how crappy their song was.
They also had very cool pyro.
Yeah, they had like the best pyro.
Yeah, that was dope. So round 3, Devon Dudley is picking for SmackDown.
Testify.
Round 3, pick 1. They're taking LA Knight.
Yeah, where was he from? What show was he on?
I believe he was on SmackDown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Bubba Ray Dudley's picking for Raw. Round 3, pick 2. Monday Night Raw takes Ricochet.
What show was Ricochet on?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
Why is this a draft?
Yeah.
We're just listing rosters.
Hold the phone, sir. SmackDown's next pick, round 3.
All 2 of them.
Pick 3 is Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Paul Heyman, The Bloodline.
Which,
just because the draft locks on May 6th. Oh, really quickly, too. Bubba Ray Dudley for Raw. Round 3, pick 4, they take Sheamus.
The draft locking after a pay-per-view, too, absolutely makes that pay-per-view
irrelevant.
Completely irrelevant.
But it's always done that. It's always been
stupid.
But
they should have fixed it.
They always had the draft.
It's the Paul Levesque era. He should look at something like that and be like, "Oh, there's some stupid Vince shit."
They would do the draft and then have a pay-per-view and go, "All right, just like let's pretend we didn't have the draft." It's like, bitch, wait till the pay-per-view's over.
Yeah, they want to tie it in with the NFL draft. It's so stupid.
Then move the pay-per-view up 2 weeks.
Yes.
But nobody moved. Let's say.
It's like putting All Out again a week after All In.
So I was at that too. It's so dog stupid. Shit. It was also the week Punk got fired, and it was in Chicago. We were a hostile crowd. If I'm Paul Heyman and I'm the Bloodline, these rosters don't lock for a week, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a master politician, and I was just drafted. It said Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Paul Heyman, the Bloodline. That's how it was specifically said. And I go to Gunther, and I say, hey, you want to join the Bloodline? Or, hey, and just rack up as many dudes.
Do what Don Callis is doing right now.
Do they go with you on May 6th to that show?
I mean, fucking Carlito went, and he was kicked out of his group.
Why wouldn't you just recruit everyone to be in the Bloodline and then just overload one show?
You would, but that's because the thing that they built has so many giant logicals.
Yeah.
That of course.
Make it like an actual
just
draft.
Why wouldn't Gunther just say, no, I am not in this draft?
But
just like Roman.
Yeah. It just seems so.
But yeah, he could
so
totally
many
do that.
opportunities for. Okay, we're gonna have 5 guys. Like we're taking 5 guys here. We'll
Authors of Pain are with us.
We'll
now.
concede the next pick or something like that. I don't know, something. No trades during either?
Dude, anything would have been better.
Anything. Well, yeah, I know, but it's fun to bitch about.
Yeah, I did like Ilya Dragunov.
He's coming,
and I like that Teddy Long couldn't say his name either.
Tiffany Stratton fought Naomi next for 6 minutes and 13 seconds. And this is to determine the number 1 contender for facing Bayley at Backlash. And Bayley's on commentary. Bayley's pretty good on commentary.
How many wins did Naomi have to be in a number 1 contenders match?
I can't speak slowly enough to answer your question.
Because I don't think I've seen her win a match since she came back.
No.
Number 1 contender.
No, I'm giving it time. Pausing because we're talking about
Naomi. It's just her setups. When she does the moves, she does it real fast.
Yeah. Well, you can't slow gravity down. She's so slow, and she kept being slow here.
In the ring with the second most athletic woman on the
show. And like we said, Bayley's referring back to her Ding Dong Hello character. She called
her music sucks ass. They need to fire that.
Dude,
Deaf Rebel. I saw that they're
did you see the article? Yeah.
They should have fired him. It's a band, right? Not one guy.
I think it's 2 guys. It's definitely a
they're
production
the worst they've ever had.
They got to get CFOs back, man. Those were the guys.
Oh, they were great. Yeah, they were great. This guy or guys, they recognize how dog shit all their music is that nobody knows who's who. Yeah. So he just started putting the name drops at the beginning of every song.
Yeah.
So you know who it is. Braun Breaker, and then
these the assholes responsible
music.
For the bullet sound for Ricochet? Pew!
Yeah.
How do you have jobs?
I don't know how they have. I could definitely on GarageBand put together better theme music that fits the characters that they have better than.
There's AI Instagram pages I follow now that are taking joke songs and turning them into 1950s.
Oh yeah, I love that when they do
hysterical.
And
it sounds like just put it in ChatGPT. Let that write your fucking music for you.
Lots of royalty free shit out there.
It's that's $20 a month
opener for this show. Yeah. That I think fits very well. A lot of people have complimented us on it.
It's our pseudo Radio Gaga that we do. I gotta take a swig of.
But Def Rebel is just how about we do another super generic guitar riff?
It's not good. Tiffany Stratton clearly showed how much better of a performer she is than Naomi in this match. She does a hip attack on the rope. Never saw that before. It wasn't in the corner. Looked awesome.
In the last year, every only the very good female wrestlers, but every good female wrestler has adopted both a hip attack and the craziest looking headbutt I've ever seen.
Yeah.
There's I don't know how, if it was an innovation, the headbutt thing, because I never saw anybody do it before. And then the last year, it's half of each roster, the women are doing that awesome headbutts. So something happened.
Well, it's there's a ceremony where everyone who has the hip attack and the headbutt gathers in a circle and they anoint the new person.
Is it that when The Rock was named actual tribal chief, it's that's a part of that ceremony?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you can only it's like in any video game. I can't do this move until I'm. It's like a Mega Man award.
Yes.
I have to beat the level, and now I can do.
So all these people beat Tony Storm.
I mean, we could probably do the math on that and find out that Tony Storm is the origin story here.
Oh, I think she is.
Yeah.
I think she's the one that invented the move.
Yeah.
And she did wrestle everywhere. She was in Stardom and NXT, and
yeah, all paths lead back to the timeless one.
Again.
That's why she's timeless, man. She's been here forever. What is not timeless, though, is when you do a Heat Seeker pedigree that looks like fucking trash because it's so slow. Oh, boy. Nia Jax comes out, and it was a
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, but it was like great. I was grateful because
Because you were like
match
contemplating suicide.
the
and-
match was so fucking slow. She attacks Bailey, and they're fighting outside Naomi.
Can you call it an attack, Dave? When like
She nudged
like
her.
a hug?
Yeah, she interrupted her space.
Yeah, she
from
did.
behind.
She did that. She interrupted her space.
And they're fighting outside.
Every one of her moves either looks like the softest thing, like I
Hers-
could do it to a puppy, or when she tries to do a little bit more involved move,
Yeah.
every time she runs the risk of breaking somebody's neck.
Her Samoan drop's not bad.
Oh, it's awful. Like
No, she did one on Raw, so it looked pretty
yeah,
good.
that was like 1 out of 12.
Yeah.
She can hit it.
Oh, I'm glad I
But
watched that one.
like the other 11, she loses control of the person before she goes back,
Oh,
which is
okay.
the only way to make that very safe move unsafe.
Right.
All the time she does it because she has no strength.
Oh, well, I saw one good one. I'm glad I saw that
Yeah,
one.
she can do occasionally, but you need to be able to do that consistently.
Broken clock is right
Okay.
twice a day. Naomi comes to save Bailey, and then Nia Jax throws Naomi into the ring post, causes a DQ. Tiffany Stratton throws Naomi and Bailey. They're all fighting outside the ring.
Should have
now.
bladed. She went into the ring post.
Ladies don't blade. Ladies don't blade.
Oh, ladies don't bleed? Really, Vince? Are they aliens?
They don't bleed.
I've watched
They
a lot of
go-
UFC women's
they-
matches.
yeah.
They bleed like just like us.
Ladies don't bleed. They glow.
Becky Lynch bled
Yeah, which we're gonna get to. I can't wait
because
to get to Raw.
Nia Jax is a terrible wrestler.
Yeah, and gave Becky Lynch a career. They're all fighting outside. Tiffany Stratton throws Naomi and Bailey in the ring, and she does for the second week in a row another double prettiest moonsault ever.
Yeah.
And it's looking fucking crystal
You
clear.
think- is that her finish now?
Yeah.
You think like permanent, like the double?
Of course it is. Yeah, prettiest moonsault ever. She's great. Tiffany Stratton's great.
Yeah.
Put the division on her fucking back.
I don't think they can screw her up. I'm always nervous about NXT people because their hit rate is about 4%.
Yeah.
With people that I know are good performers.
Yeah.
She's too good, I think, and she's got the personality.
And
too.
she's already over.
Yeah.
Right. So like we're all like
She
not going to
fucking
allow it.
Wrestled the crowd into her. Like that doesn't happen in WWE.
Absolutely not. Especially with women, and they're like not to be sexist or
Yeah.
nothing, but like
At Elimination Chamber too, which you can't really see as much, and people aren't into it. And,
but
like,
she was the most over thing
she was super dynamic.
in that entire match. What I popped for real big next was we got a backstage segment with the Street Profits and B-Fab because my favorite wrestler in the planet Earth was on my TV.
Maybe we can get a Willow Nightingale, Street Profits / Dawkins, like
Maybe-
crossover.
Maybe you and I pool money together to have we'll have one big birthday party, and we'll try to get them both there.
I bet Stokely knows everyone in that group in both sides. We
have
can
to
like broker it.
Now
for
we
us.
got it. Well, maybe he's on Cameo. We could send him a message. But the Street Profits say they don't know where they will end up until Monday because they're not a part of the SmackDown draft. They're a part of the Monday Night Raw draft. But they're challenging for the tag titles at Backlash. And then A-Town Down Under walks in. Grayson Waller says, "Hey Dawkins, this is a championship. Something the Bengals know nothing about." Why would you say that to Angelo Dawkins? Like, was he supposed to get upset? It was to get heel heat in Cincinnati, and boy, did
pissed
it
off
ever.
John Moxley like in another company.
It was just really. It's like if
So if the Street Profits win, then do you have to do like a supplemental draft for A-Town Down?
No, the rosters will be locked. Oh yeah, good call. Yeah, great call. Yeah, I didn't consider that. Yeah, probably.
Lots of logic flaws in this.
But they do supplemental drafts all the time. Like every roster, because we don't want to sit to find out where Akira Tozawa is
and
going.
they also just ignore the draft picks that they make after like 6 weeks.
What the hell's Chad? Alpha Academy.
Yeah.
Akira Tozawa. He would always be like, "Yo, find out tomorrow morning where Akira Tozawa." I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking look. I don't care.
Dijak got drafted and put him on TV. He's great.
They certainly did not. No,
Why
and
not?
I saw that on social media before I watched the show.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm looking for him. I'm like,
where's
where the
Dijak?
fuck
Where's
is
Dijak?
where's Dijak? Backstage, we see Karrion Kross and Scarlett. Tell you what, coming around real hard on Karrion Kross. I love this character.
Dude, he's done it to me like 5 times, and every time it's like on backstage segments and stuff, and then they start the match, and then he tries to do that fucking hidden blade,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh my god, quit wrestling forever,
Yeah.
be a manager or something.
Yeah. The upside to characters like that is when you have like a group around you. If it's like a worship me kind of like
he needs to
sycophantic
scale
leader,
back his move. He's trying to do a fucking Will Ospreay's finisher.
Sure, which is fine, but like,
and he can't wrestle.
No, but if you're surrounded
Just do
by
power bombs,
if you're surrounded by killers and like you are the weaker, like if you're the weakest combatant in your faction, but you're the leader of the faction, that's a heel move, like because you're not as good as the guys you're surrounded
and
by.
like, but I'm saying like. Braun Strowman can't really wrestle, but his matches look pretty good because he does like 4 moves, the ones that he can do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they work, and he looks like a badass. If you try to do the moves of the best wrestlers in the world and you're like the worst wrestler on your own company, it's going to really stand out. So just simplify. Use a DDT as your finisher or something.
Nice, yeah.
People do that. Like, make it like Gunther has no finisher or whatever. Right. Do that. Do a bunch of
go back to the straight jacket, which I don't love, but
deep
it's
arm
consistent.
drags and $1 million dream.
Yeah. Well, Cameron Grimes ain't here anymore to do the $1 million gimmick. So Karrion Kross just says something like, "What's going on here? More random acts of violence?" And then Karrion Kross and Scarlett walk. They're next to like a truck in the building, like they're in the parking lot, and they walk until we see AOP beating up the New Catch Republic. That's it.
I still want to know what like alternate universe AOP disappeared to for 3 years.
I don't know.
So, like left WWE, didn't wrestle anywhere else for 3 years.
Maybe they quantum leaped into somewhere else, and this is where they came back.
Came back looking exactly the same.
They leapt back.
Rampage.
They were on Rampage. Coincidentally, Rampage and Quantum Leap are in the same universe. Both are
in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, frequented by Scott Bakula. Next, we have round 4 of the draft. So at the podium now, we have Teddy Long and JBL.
Another gripe.
Yep.
Round 1 is supposed to be 1 pick for each, because that's how drafts are.
No, they said,
but it was like 4 picks.
2 picks per.
That's not a round.
Per brand per round. They called it 1
does
round.
Anybody in WWE watch sports? Like that's not how drafts work.
They called the blocks rounds.
Yeah, it's not a draft. It's something else.
It's a draft.
Call it a different thing.
Hang on. There's blocks.
Yeah, there are not blocks in drafts.
But there's blocks in this
There's
draft.
blocks in whatever the fuck they're doing. Yeah.
Well, in this block of round 4, we have Teddy Long representing. Player. What was he? Oh, he was. Was he?
Gotta be SmackDown, right? Oh no, because I thought they drafted Elliott to Raw, so it has to be Raw.
Well, he's not in this round, so.
Oh, it's the only one that I remember. Teddy Long.
I left
because he badly mispronounced.
I left the initials of Devon and Bubba Ray in here, so I'm not sure who is who. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, Teddy Long is SmackDown. So yeah, because he was Raw on Raw. Like he flip-flopped.
Okay.
So round 4, pick 1. AJ Styles goes to SmackDown. SmackDown.
Where was he?
He was on SmackDown before.
Okay,
yeah. Pick 2. Round 4, pick 2. Chad Gable, Otis, Akira Tozawa, Maxine Dupree. Alpha Academy goes to Monday Night Raw.
Oh.
No, they're going to Monday Night Raw.
We're going to?
They're going to.
From where?
From Monday Night Raw.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
They're leaving. They're Raw and going
leaving
to
Kansas City to go to Detroit or wherever they're going.
Round 4, pick 3. Andrade is going to SmackDown.
I think that's probably a good
actual
move.
goddamn draft. Yeah, because when Charlotte comes back, the first where she's going.
That too, but like a faster paced show. It's just it's not working out for him on Raw. So
round 4, pick 4, Kiana James.
Wasn't expecting that one.
Yep. Brian Pillman's son is on the roster.
Oh yeah, I saw him.
Was just waiting the entire fucking time for
delightful
his name to
every time they showed his goofy ass face.
It's round 4. Jackie Redmond's backstage.
Did they have like a dominant women's champion in NXT for like most of the year last year?
Yep.
Jay didn't get picked.
Wasn't she on the Raw after WrestleMania? Yeah, of course she was.
Yeah.
Not even mentioned.
Right back to NXT.
I shouldn't say Jackie Redmond's backstage. Jackie Redmond is the on-scene correspondent at the NXT Performance Center, and she's talking to Kiana James. They do, to their credit, they have a video package ready to go to tell me exactly who the fuck this is, and I bought into it. It's a cool character. It's like a powerful businesswoman character, which I'm like, that's different.
It works.
But
she'll join the elite.
Credit where credit's due. I didn't know who this was, and they made me have a little bit of stock in it right away. Shawn Michaels, by the way, the unsung hero of this entire draft. He's hugging and congratulating, like he's like proud papa. And then on Monday Night Raw, he has hats for everybody, which you do in an actual draft, which I really like.
It was dorky and cute.
Yeah, like he's so fucking likable.
He looked pretty good too. Much better than that like Saudi match.
Yeah,
he looks like he's a little healthier.
Yeah, that eye, he hides the eye well. They show a trailer next. NXT Battleground is going to be at the UFC Apex Arena in Las Vegas, which is cool that they're leaning into.
Is it going to be like the Lions Den match where he has to wrestle in a...
They're all Lions Den matches. They're all against Fedor. I don't even know. I don't
Severn.
I don't watch UFC anymore.
I think Fedor might be like died of old age at this point.
Backstage, we have Caleb Braxton and Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis says, hey, we got some new matches to announce for Backlash. It's going to be Bayley versus Tiffany Stratton versus Naomi for the WWE.
Just take Naomi out of that. It's a million times better match.
Yeah. Teddy Long announces there's going to be a tag team match because he's standing right there. The bloodline of Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga against Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, which are going by RKO.
RKO, I like it. I would like that better if Solo was not a part of it. Yeah. If it was Tama Tonga and any of the other members.
Yeah, we're gonna do our like lightning fast Backlash reviews after we do Raw as well. But the main event of the evening.
The main event of the evening.
We're gonna do that twice today because we have two shows. Carmelo Hayes fought Cody Rhodes. They fought for 8 minutes 58 seconds. Carmelo Hayes comes out. He gets zero reaction.
I popped for him. I was like, Carmelo.
But you see how you just like it was like a polite applause.
That was just me on the podcast. I don't want to clap loud into the.
That's fair.
WWE fans don't like wrestling. That's the problem.
It was jarring how quiet this thing was.
The guy was the champ for like a year.
Yeah, like when NXT guys used to come over, it used to be a huge. But like to do better. Like make me.
Carmelo Hayes couldn't do any better.
No, not him.
He ruled.
Like no, the company. They should better.
Yeah. Yes.
Even for Survivor Series, have it be all three brands again. Like do something to.
To a degree, it's the company. There is a thing with WWE fans where if it's not a super name that you've known forever and you know is a big star, not you, but a lot of the crowd, like it's just this person is not worth my any attention until they're a huge star.
Yeah,
that's kind of the way that they look at things.
Like me too. Like where I'm saying, I felt nothing for this guy because I'm echoing what the crowd's doing because I don't watch NXT. So I just don't know. Yeah. Right. And to your point, he's a fucking awesome worker, which he showed in the match.
He's great on the mic
match,
too.
Yeah.
This match was very good.
This match was good. Carmelo. Are you stoked? Because he came out wearing black and gold. Are you really excited that he's going to be in the Pride in 2 weeks? Because he is a black guy wearing their color scheme.
The Pride too now.
They don't know what else to do with him. He's
black with the backs.
He's earmarked for the Pride.
Teddy Long could be with the group too now, manager.
What do they have in common? I don't want to say.
Cody, go back 25 years, pay-per-view that we're reviewing, and like Doom as Colonel Tom Parker as their manager. I had this many years, and we went backwards. Now it's just all the blacks be with blacks, all the Latinos be with Latinos. Yeah. They say Mexicans, but I'm sure, but like 3 of them are either Puerto Rican, Cuban, or whatever.
Right. Well, they don't care about that.
No, it's all Mexicans to whoever's booking.
What do they say in Stripes? Black guys help the white guys.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes, some cool spots in this match. Cody Rhodes says, what does he do?
Took his dick out.
Springboard backwards DDT. Oh,
I think I know the move you're talking about. He did it the same Guevara one time.
Help me out here. Describe it.
It looks weird if it's the same move I'm thinking of. Yeah. Where he does go backwards, but he catches you and goes kind of down forward.
That's exactly it. So I was brain fogging there. So Cody Rhodes has a springboard. He jumps off the ropes, back into the ring, backwards completely. Carmelo Hayes is facing the other way, and Cody Rhodes drops him into a DDT.
Yeah.
So it was like a springboard DDG almost. It was fucking cool. The disaster kick. This was the coolest disaster kick I have ever seen in my life. Carmelo Hayes completely flips upside down, and I watched closely on the replay when he started rotating. It was very late. It was like it was the most plausible
Vikingo.
It was awesome.
Like that. Like how or like that Joshi wrestler that does whirling candy.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, you're an alien. Humans can't do that.
No, the physics did not apply.
And you know what? Trick Williams is going to be a way bigger star because they clearly see him as the bigger thing.
You think so?
Carmelo Hayes is better at everything. Trick Williams is just taller.
Right.
That's it.
Well, he looked great against Cody, so hopefully this
I
is...
love Carmelo.
Yeah.
He's like,
They both did, it was kind of an interesting spot. They both whiffed springboard moves, and Cody hurts his shoulder. But the match ends shortly after with a crossroads.
speaking of the NXT guys, did you see that on the pay-per-view that just happened, Trick Williams and Ilya Dragunov ripped off the finish to Ospreay Danielson?
No.
They both went to their corners and they were like, ugh.
Oh.
And then they went for their big strike move, and only one of them was able to hit it, and that's
Right.
what led to the finish.
I mean, that just shows you how insignificant that show is, where you're just telling me about it now for the first time, and it's a little old now. It's at least a week or two old.
I searched it because I was like, Ilya Dragunov, I want to watch a couple of his things.
Yeah.
And that was the first one that popped up. Him dropping the belt because he was going to get drafted kind of thing.
Absolutely.
But it's just funny that they ripped it off that fast.
Well, if you're going to steal from the best, right? So you're not going to believe what happened to end this show. AJ Styles comes out. He's challenging Cody Rhodes at Backlash for the WWE Undisputed title.
Wasn't it announced like 4 times on the show already?
I didn't know until he came out at the end that was the match. There was a contract signing, I think. I don't know. Unrelated.
I thought they said it, though.
Of course
they said it.
WWE beat you over the head with shit. But he comes out, and they stared at each other. There was some words and a handshake. Yep.
All right.
Blood
Feud.
Coming out of SmackDown, which is a pretty good show.
I would
actually.
rather watch my daughter have 2 action figures fight.
SmackDown.
More emotional investment.
In order now has Bianca Belair, Carmelo Hayes, Randy Orton, Nia Jax, LA Knight, The Bloodline, AJ Styles, and Andrade. Raw has main event Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Liv Morgan, Ricochet, Sheamus, the Alpha Academy, and Kiana James.
Where'd Bronson Reed at him?
He's not going anywhere.
Was he drafted onto his own, or did they just not do anything with him?
So I don't want to blow the bit, but he was the last guy drafted.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly
okay.
like our
Okay.
draft. Oh, so that was SmackDown.
Sure was.
Sure was.
The Raw draft was a tiny bit better, but they were both trash. Like, this SmackDown could have been fine. Just don't do the draft.
Yeah.
They play it up, and then like 98% of it is like, we're drafting you to stay.
Yeah.
They just don't understand what a draft is.
No. I would have liked some trades. I would have liked anything else.
A draft. I would have liked a draft. That would have been dope. On to Raw.
On to Monday Night Raw, which was from Cincinnati, Ohio. No?
Sure wasn't.
Is that SmackDown?
Weird if Mahomes was there for Kansas City, Missouri.
I
which,
copied.
Yeah,
SmackDown was in
yeah.
Cincinnati.
Pat McAfee then called Kansas City a bunch of other stupid names.
Yeah.
I need him to be assassinated at this point.
He's good.
I know he's from Pittsburgh, and we have a big listenership there. My Pittsburgh people, you know he's an asshole too. 9,800 people in attendance and an 18,000 seat arena.
Yeah.
So
Like
post-Mania, not doing so
Post-Mania
hot.
in the NBA playoffs, man.
Didn't see Triple H coming out basking in the glory of 9,800 people.
No. You're going to be real curt here. But I watched this on Hulu.
Nah, that's fine. Nobody should have to suffer through
It's a 90-minute broadcast.
live Raw. So you definitely missed a ton.
Apparently, Gunther fought Xavier Woods.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
By far the best match on the show. Gunther beat the shit out of him,
Yeah,
more so than usual.
Yeah, I don't
like
see
it was like Kofi was going to throw the towel in because it was so brutal and it looked like he was really trying to kill him.
Yeah.
And Xavier was like fighting it. Like, please, no, Kofi, I can do this. The King of the Ring means something to me.
Yeah.
It really does. And it was just like, Gunther's like, nope, fuck you. And eventually, I think it was the towel got thrown in.
So
is
Gunther winning the King of the Ring?
I think so.
He has to, right?
But this was definitely like like Xavier's upper mid Carter. We want to show everybody that Gunther is not going to go backwards from the IC loss. He lost the belt so we can go for the big title now. This was like the best Gunther performance on TV, regular TV, in a long time, and he looked like an absolute beast.
Yeah, I wish,
by far the best match on the show.
Yeah, I wish I could see it ever.
Why would they cut that?
No idea. You know what else they cut? Apparently, Candice LeRae fought Maxine Dupree.
In the worst match, maybe of the year.
Oh, man. I want to see both now.
I may as well do the rundown now. I got to find it now because the stuff they're cutting for you.
We can go through it and like you could plug in the whole.
I just want to like talk about it for 2 seconds because
right.
it was a really weird. Well, I don't even have to find the note. I can tell you what happened.
Tell me what happened.
For some reason, Maxine Dupree, it was like a 3-minute match, which I don't know how a 3-minute match could have been as bad as this was. Maxine Dupree like got all kinds of offense to start against Candice LeRae. Like 80% of the match, Candice LeRae has not done a move yet. Maxine Dupree hits everything that she has. It's all stupid. It's like the backwards worm and whatever stuff that isn't really moves. But all of her moves, like for the entire match, and then out of nowhere, Candice LeRae hits one move and wins.
I mean, that's how real fights work, though. You just got to catch them.
It was
luckily.
But it wasn't a punch. It was like some kind of a roll up thing or something, and it's one move.
Yeah,
she was getting squashed. She did one move and she won.
Yeah. I mean, they did you a favor. How long was it?
Horrible.
3 minutes?
Yeah. I mean, that's not worst match ever because I hate every Nia Jax match worse than like any other match.
Yeah.
I didn't get pissed at this. I was just like, what? Who aged it to do this match? Like, doesn't make any sense.
And it was agreed upon that this is like, hey, we're all on board with this.
That's the way we should do it. This is the story we're going to tell is I'll kick your ass for forever and then you'll hit a move.
That's, I don't know.
That I understood why they cut. Don't know why they would cut Gunther and Xavier.
Gunther and Xavier Woods. I was really salty about that.
Best Gunther TV match in forever, man.
Yeah. Well, great. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for everyone that got to see it too, because I once again was not able to watch Monday Night Raw lives, so I had to watch it on Hulu. And the first thing I look at now is the timestamp. And for some reason,
it's 2 hours if it's the whole show.
I have it set to record, but it doesn't record.
That's weird.
It's weird, right?
I'll give you my YouTube TV login.
That's all I ask for. That's all I ask. The opening.
Did you see Logan Paul and Patrick Mahomes stuff?
Oh, of course, of course. Logan Paul pulls up to start the show.
Bentley? Was it a Bentley?
You know, I didn't look.
I think it was a Bentley.
Well, let's say it's a Bentley. He pulls up in a car. He's with iShowSpeed. Shout out to my nephew for telling me who iShowSpeed was.
Oh, was that him again?
Yeah.
I totally forgot what that looked like. I'm like, who's that super short guy?
They said his name later. That's why I'm like, who's this guy?
He's not as tall as Logan Paul and Patrick Mahomes.
Not at all. And speaking of Patrick Mahomes, walks up.
I love you, Logan Paul.
And it's just like him just walking, like it felt like a huge deal.
Yeah, he's Patrick fucking Mahomes.
But like that doesn't happen.
Greatest football player probably it's ever lived.
They don't do that too often. And like it felt massive.
Yeah.
Right? Especially in Kansas City. It's like, well, it would be like, again, Chicago boys here if Michael Jordan.
Yeah, it was he's that level.
No bullshit. It's like when fucking Dennis Rodman was in the NWO.
Yeah.
Like that hit.
Well, Mahomes is way bigger than Rodman.
Oh, yeah, of course it is. I'm just trying to find like a local comp, right?
But that was huge when Rodman did that.
What a huge, amazing goddamn deal if you are in attendance or live in Kansas City.
You also get to see Patrick Mahomes,
and like
front and center doing stuff.
And it looked like a bunch of dudes from the Chiefs, right?
Didn't really understand what they did with him. We'll get to that, though.
Yeah. Oh, yes. But, Mahomes walks up, and then Damian Priest, Finn Balor, JD McDonough, and Dominic walk up, and they're all just palling around. Damian Priest says, all the work you've been doing, that U.S. title looks pretty good. Pretty good on you. I just remembered one of them was it should be called Kansas City. Oh, Logan
McAfee.
Paul. Kansas
City.
Shut up.
How is he a millionaire?
His show's good. That McAfee show's pretty fun.
He has good people on, and then they talk.
He's
a
good
says
character.
Stupid shit.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
all you got. Like a lot of podcasts now and radio, not a lot of radio shows. So you see this a lot in podcasts where they'll just buddy up with a bunch of dudes.
Yeah,
and then like your percentage of failure is significantly lower because there's so many other guys.
It's like the Jay Glazer method.
The what?
NFL, like Cole, they used to call him an analyst, but basically he was just like some dude who like partied with all the NFL players.
Oh, okay.
So then he was able to interview him and stuff.
Oh, perfect.
Like he didn't go to journalism school or anything.
So he just paled around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like it's like a safety net almost. Logan Paul said, Nick Aldis invited me, which is why he's on Monday Night Raw,
He's so good.
Which is why I like that. I'm like right away. I'm like, why are you here? And then like right away, but I was invited by the GM.
Yeah. I don't need like a real believable answer either.
No,
to anything in wrestling.
No.
Just tell me something.
And the other show, again, if you have not listened to our AEW Booth Under Pod, it's going to come on. Well, it's dropping at the same time. They did something so quick and I'm so grateful they did it on that show because it made me like something on that show a lot better. But Logan Paul said he's going to handle. He told Damian Priest he's going to handle Jey Uso at Backlash, and then they all go inside. This was the most how clunkily I just said all that.
No, it was really smooth. Like they all seemed naturalistic. I think.
Yeah. I just didn't get why they were all like boys because they're bad guys.
Logan Paul's like a huge celebrity outside of WWE, so I could see him pretty. Well, I have a bigger theory, considering Patrick Mahomes was wearing a chain with a Prime logo that was like the size of a license plate. I think he's probably doing sponsorships for Prime.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So
that's probably how they got to know each other. But Logan Paul knows like a gazillion celebrities. He's a big star.
He's a big goddamn deal.
He does seem like he's still scamming people for millions of dollars right now.
Yeah.
But he does seem like he's like maturing a little bit. I've seen him like somebody brought up to him that Ronda Rousey said like, oh, the way that they're handling Logan Paul, they're giving him everything. They never did anything like that for me. It's not fair. Right. And then his response was like, I don't think that is a direct assault on me or my work.
Yeah.
I think that Ronda was probably unhappy with the way that she was treated in the company back when she was there. Yes. And now she's seeing another person come in from outside and being treated well. And I don't blame her for having those feelings. I've never heard Logan Paul talk like that before.
No, that's a very statesmanly way to approach it. Yeah. So Pat McAfee and Michael Cole, they recapped the SmackDown draft. Big focus on Roman Reigns withdrawing. They say that Bianca Belair is the third woman and first black woman to be selected number one in a draft. In 2010, Kelly Kelly was drafted in the first round of the draft, and in 2019,
Vince drafting,
and Becky Lynch was drafted in 2019 in the first round. Tired of this shit.
The lies, the constant lies.
You know what? This wasn't a lie. Now that I said it, because Bianca was the third woman. She would be the third woman. I think I was focusing on the first.
Oh, the first part.
First part.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a bunch of research for nothing. They go back to the war rooms. Adam Pearce is for Raw, and again, I was squinting, but I think I saw JBL. I thought I saw D'Lo Brown for a second. I got pretty excited.
Wait, were you jumping through the Becky coming out into the ring thing?
That hasn't happened yet.
Okay, I zoned out there.
No, you're fine. I thought I saw D'Lo Brown. I got very excited for a second. And there was some guy with skunk hair. He looked like the guy in The Great Outdoors that was struck by lightning 66 times. 66 times.
Underrated.
The head.
Big Bear.
66 times. God, this gotta hurt. Nick Aldis is in the SmackDown War Room with Teddy Long and a Bo Dallas lookalike. Just the star power dropped off considerably. Yeah. But no, the next thing was the in-ring with Becky Lynch. They announced that she's walking out. She's now a 7-time
huge
champion.
Pop.
Huge pop. Yeah, she's a goddamn star. She said, "This is where the man was born." The man has come around to Kansas City. The man has come around is never going to hit my ears correctly.
Everything she does sounds like a book tour. She doesn't sound like a wrestler.
It's not
talking shit.
It's not authentic at all. But it's fucking wild. She might talk like that, and that's just a.
It's possible.
And I'm just like the ignorant guy.
I feel like she had when she first got over in her NXT, later NXT run. Yeah. I don't think she did like the like talking like a politician.
But then, she really hammered it home when, for some reason, she was cosplaying as the bride from Kill Bill.
Yeah,
I never understood that.
No, not at all.
The man is here she has debts to collect. That doesn't apply here, Becky.
Comic of the Year, Pat McAfee here says that, you know what this city should actually be called? Manzas City. I hate him. I need him and Nia Jax to die in a house fire.
Got to get him in the same house. Oh boy, this is where the man was born. Nearly 6 years ago, I stood up on those steps. She points to steps over there, face bloody, and let everybody know this was my show.
Let everybody know that Nia Jax is a unsafe worker.
That's where she got jacked in the face by Nia Jax, and she was bleeding, and that shot her right into.
Good. It was quick thinking on her part to kind of rub it around and make it very visible and
Because, especially women who are, we coming out.
There was no blading at all, and let alone ever women.
I think they still had the Divas title at that point, too, the butterfly title. So, it was very.
Now it's in NJPW.
Yeah, now John Moxley has it, right? And here I stand, your new women's world champion, nearly 6 years later, and I'm still saying the same damn thing. And
Yeah, you are kind of, which is the problem.
crowd was tepid at best. Crowd
and they went nuts when she came out, and then
what
soon
do
as
you
started
say
doing
every
it,
goddamn
it was like,
episode now? What does WWE fans like?
entrances,
Entrances.
Which fix your music, assholes. It's the only thing your fans care about.
Yeah, that's true. It has taken me over 2 years to work back to holding a world championship. And then she like pauses a noticeably long amount of time because somebody started a "You Deserve It" chant, and she just wants to milk that. And you hear the microphone. And this is both companies now when they want to amplify a chant. Their mics get real fucking hot that they're micing the crowd with, and you could hear like
it's like
it had real like. Remember when Jeb Bush was like, "Please clap,
please clap."
That's what I thought. That's what it felt like. She said, "Championships aren't meant for holding; they're meant for defending. We have to find a new number one contender, and I want to fight the best because you only get better by fighting
meant for
the best.
Showing that you're the best."
Yeah, she is the best. But anyway, she wants a new number one contender.
But they are meant for holding as well as defending.
While you're not defending it, you have to hold it. Yeah. It is both. It is both.
Makes you the reigning champ.
The undisputed champ.
You can't be defending it like all day. You have to commute to work and shit.
The 24/7 title could be defended all day. You don't hold that belt. You just constantly defend it.
There were some logic leaps when they were doing the 24/7 belt
Jesus. Too. It was something to do with what was his face? Who was the guy that had 3 letters for a name? EC3.
Oh, EC3. Yeah.
Yeah. Boy,
he started that like super right wing grifter with Braun Strowman Wrestling Company that shockingly did not succeed.
No, that's okay. Liv Morgan comes. What?
Control your narrative. I think
yes,
is the name of
and they called Braun Strowman the Titan.
Yeah,
like release the Titan. It's like this guy's as big as Braun Strowman.
Is Liv Morgan not a heel now?
She's a tweener because she makes sense.
What?
Heels who make sense are tweeners.
But like. Drew McIntyre makes sense, but he's a heel.
No, he's a tweener.
He doesn't slap fives.
No.
Liv Morgan was slapping fives with everybody. Big smile. Like,
yeah.
Be a heel.
She's super hot, though.
Yeah, she is.
I give her a lot of leeway.
Dominic fucks her on the show.
Yeah.
But like, be a bad guy.
Yeah.
That's hotter, by the way, too, if she's a bad guy. Mm-hmm. Alexa Bliss was hot because she was like, kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Also, one of the most attractive humans ever made by other people.
But
no, but Drew McIntyre is leaning into heeldom more. Like he's not being as funny anymore. Like he's like seeing like he's he's
getting frustrated by Punk.
Yes,
which is story stuff. I like it.
But like it's resulting in less joke stuff. And to your point, it's like defining the roles a bit better.
I was just excited for heel Liv, and when she came out and was doing the total Bayley babyface thing, I'm like, no, that's backwards.
I'm totally with you. But Liv comes out and she says, "If you're looking for a new number one contender, here I am." And then there's mommy chants because I think she's new mommy, which is dope.
As she proved later.
Yeah, and she said, "Now the very last thing I wanted coming out here was for you to hand me a title opportunity." But she literally the sentence before said, "If you're looking for a new number one contender, here I am." But for some reason, I can't help but to feel like you owe me one.
It's because, unfortunately, Liv has shitty writers that hand her stuff to say.
She's so, like, what she used to be versus what she is now. Yeah. God damn it.
Oh, huge improvement. She was very young when she started, too.
Yeah. Oh, in her 20s?
Like early, like 20, I think. Something like that. Yeah.
But she says, I feel like you owe me one. The truth here is the only reason why you have that Women's World Championship is because I did what you couldn't do at WrestleMania, and that is take out Rhea Ripley. And this is the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour, after all. And I think we both know that the end game was always going to be me, and so I won't stop until I have everything that I want.
So again, heel because she's going after the big baby face.
Yep.
Except slapping fives and played babyface in her match with Nia Jax.
And she took out the biggest babyface in the company, which is our women's babyface, Rhea Ripley, right? Yeah, well, you're saying everything. Yep, you're as usual. You're stacking all the fucking cards. How we all got to see them. Becky Lynch says, "You are right. I wouldn't be holding this if it wasn't for what you did to Rhea Ripley." And Liv goes, "I know."
Which I love that because it's a Punk kind of thing. It's off schedule. Yeah. It's like talking like a person.
Yes.
Yeah, like no shit, stupid.
Yeah,
so you just said that.
And Becky goes, "But the interesting thing is, you wouldn't be holding this." If it wasn't for what you would be holding this, if it wasn't for what I did to you. Funny how that works, isn't it? Becky, gotcha, bitch.
Funny how that works.
Becky, gotcha, bitch. Nia Jax comes out to raucous applause / huge boos.
I got Nia Jax. Sweet. It
Nia-
wasn't even like people keep. I heard post this show like, "Oh, nice, you lean into that heat." No, that's you.
Well, she was
that's
getting
that heat.
She's getting Dominic Mysterio treatment now, and people equate Dominic Mysterio heat to
That
it's.
but Dom's it like worked long term because he was good at leaning into it. He's good at doing the character stuff. Nia Jax is not good at anything.
Right.
She's probably a crappy mom if she's a mom. She's like, I bet she can't tie her shoes right without like double knotting them. Like, she like when she puts a 2-liter of pop back in the fridge, she doesn't put the bottle top on all the way.
I want to see the notepad where you were jotting down.
This
terrible
right off the
things.
top of my head right now. I could keep going forever. She sucks ass. She's not Dominic Mysterio. Like Dom can't wrestle either, but he can do other stuff.
I got an extra steak as Blue Thunder Pod. Good for you, champion. If I win, you might have to wear a Nia Jax shirt on the podcast.
Yeah, and people won't believe this that have just listened to the podcast, but Nia Jax is not my most hated wrestler, even in the women's division.
Is there somebody, Mina?
Tamina, who's I just checked recently. She's 0-1 this year and was like 3-6 last year.
Yeah.
Still getting a paycheck because nepotism.
Yeah.
Cigarette smelling leather jacket.
Probably a lot of fruit spray on that too. Right?
Absolutely.
Nia Jax says, "You're lucky I showed up tonight." And then as the crowd's booing her, this is kind of like good heel stuff. They show there's a bunch of kids and they want to shake her hand and she won't shake their hand, which resulted in twice as loud of a boo, which is good. She said, "I dominated both of you last week. I should be champion right now. And the only reason I'm not is because you teamed up to make sure I wouldn't be." No shit. That's what you do in a match.
Yeah.
You just stated the obvious.
It's a big one too. Even though you're in like real life, you're no danger because you're not strong. You can't do any moves. I don't think she exercises at all. I really don't. Not exaggerating. I do not think she exercises.
She's down in weight considerably.
Diet. She doesn't do anything that like makes her better in any athletic endeavor.
Did she do a Celtic Warrior workout?
No,
gotta find out.
She did not.
I gotta find it.
Like AI generated image. If she can't put 97-pound women in a Samoan drop like about 2/3 of the time.
She does not come up right away. Celtic Warrior workout with.
Hey, look at the Nia Jax workout.
Kathy Kelly.
What's her program? I bet she like drives 3 houses down to the gas station to get her like Reese's Nutrageous bars.
Nutrageous. Oh wait, this video is called Nia Jax workout tips. New year, new you.
Be related to The Rock. Step 1.
This is people ask, what is Nia Jax doing to lose weight? Nia Jax's remarkable weight loss journey was characterized by her unwavering dedication to strenuous gym sessions and a balanced diet.
So she got that injection that they people try to get my wife to give them all the time.
Let's see if they have any of her.
It's going to definitely give everybody colon cancer because it slows down your...
She lost 48 pounds. What is that, Ozempic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that stuff works?
Yeah, until...
It just super slows down your peristalsis so you, like shit stays in your body.
Yeah.
Same thing that heroin and fentanyl do.
It's delicious, is what you're saying?
Probably not as fun as heroin and fentanyl.
Wrestling star in cute workout gear is full of gratitude.
She looks like whenever she's wrestling, she looks like she has a dump in her pants.
So she does Pilates?
No, she doesn't. She can't do one move.
I'm just reading. Pilates.
That's a word she heard one time. So she's like, "Oh, Pilates."
She said she'll train over it. So she was training for when was this? February 2nd, 2024.
She might train to be like a video game player or something.
She says, I'll go over to Devon Dudley's ring. He's great. And then I go over to Natty and TJ's. It's an Italian Tyson Kidd's house. And they run me through some drills and stuff.
She doesn't train with Tyson Kidd.
And then I have friends like Charlotte Flair and her husband, Andrade.
Didn't they get in a fist fight like a year ago?
Yeah. But I did read that she was very publicly grateful for Charlotte helping her like lose a ton of weight.
She's probably a nice person.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad about talking shit about her, though, because she wastes hours of my life every week.
Oh, it's right here. So I'm not going to read all this on Twitter, but yeah, there's a whole...
They're all lies anyway. You've seen the woman. She can't do it. I bet she can't ride a bicycle. She's completely uncoordinated and has no strength or wind. And she's a professional wrestler.
Gets in her car to drive 3 miles. Oh, I can't. I don't care. Right there. I'm going right to this part of the podcast once it drops.
I think maybe I'll grab this one for the animated.
You're spitting hot fire, man. Jesus Christ. All right. But yeah, so she says, whatever. They teamed up to eliminate her, but lucky for them, I got drafted into the Superior show, SmackDown. And she goes, that's why I'm wearing blue. I'm slightly colorblind. It looked very purple to me, so I don't know. Unless it's like Kansas City Royal blue, I don't believe it's blue.
I think I passed out.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Oh, damn it. She says she'll soon be a champion on SmackDown, and tonight is her last match on Raw, and Liv audibly yells, yay, right?
Jinder Mahal is champion.
If she's leaving, she's taking one of them with her. That's what she said. She's taking, if I'm leaving, I'm taking one of you with me. I'm like, oh, you're packing them.
Gonna stuff them into her giant onesie that she wears. Nobody will notice.
With footies on it. Nia Jax is about to get in the ring, and Liv just drop kicks her out of the ring. And she goes, it sounds like you were about to issue a challenge. And I accept. By the way, Becky, who is the champion, is just off on the other side of the ring, not giving a single fuck about what's going on. She looks super confused, and she just starts shrugging her shoulders like, okay, I guess.
Sitting there eating corned beef and cake.
Wouldn't it make more sense to fight the champion on
You'd
your
think
way?
that's who you go after.
Especially since Becky teed up the intro where, hey, I got punched over there.
Dude, remember last week when Becky was walking out and Liv and Nia were having that like blood feud, and I was like, why the fuck are these two heels going at it?
Yeah.
When she wants the title, like, Becky just walked past.
Right.
So it's a continuation of the stupid idea.
Yeah, but Becky literally mentioned the thing Nia did in that building.
Yep.
And Nia mentioned none of that.
Yeah.
Whatever. Not a great promo from her. But we have round 1 of the draft, and Stephanie McMahon is going to be the moderator for this.
She does still look like more relaxed. Her eyes, eyes look happier.
I'm very happy for her.
Yeah. I mean, that guy had to do awful stuff to her too. I don't care that there's no allegations at this point. He's too bad a person.
Maybe. I mean,
I'm not talking about physically necessarily, but he definitely waged psychological war.
I've seen like shoot interviews, and I've read in books where like Vince McMahon pitched some dodgy fucking shit.
Oh, like incest stuff.
Yeah. Like the anger, and they're like, no, absolutely
he's the
not.
worst guy ever.
Round 1, the pick goes to Monday Night Raw. They take Imperium, which is now just Gunther and Von Kaiser. What's his name? Ludwig Kaiser, who has been dating Tiffany Stratton for 2 years.
Yeah, I just found that out too.
Wowza. I like those. What do you say?
My favorite is Tony Storm and Juice Robinson. And Tony Storm's bi too, so they have this, they have like the party house. Yeah. They're doing some interesting sexual practices.
They go to Joliet prison once a month.
I delivered water there one time.
Joliet prison?
The old one, and I met my hero.
Jake Blues?
They were shooting the movie Let's Go to Prison at the old Joliet Penitentiary. I worked for Ice Mountain Springwater. And I made a delivery there, not just to the set, but up to the main office, like the director of Let's Go to Prison is Bob Odenkirk.
No shit.
And he was the nicest dude I've ever met, like as far as like celebrities and stuff.
Oh, I like that.
I was like, dude, I know I'm the water guy. You don't want to hear from me. Mr. Show is the best, man. I love everything you do. And he got up from his desk. He was like working, came over to talk to me for like 25 minutes.
No shit.
Yeah.
And this is pre like Breaking Bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So good for you.
But he had like a huge career by then. He was a writer for Saturday Night Live for 20 years or whatever.
He became
Saul was his big character, but like he was the best dude.
I like that. Yeah. I love hearing when celebrities are nice
because
I've heard of a couple that are not nice, and you're just like totally kills it for you. Number 2 pick goes to SmackDown. Jade Cargill is going to SmackDown, which has been telegraphed to death. Pick 3 in round 1, Raw gets damage control, so they get all 4.
I like that.
I love that.
It's one of the few actual draft things that I was like, oh, there's consequence there, and it's going to make the show better.
Absolutely. Also, too, I have no problem with them taking titles off of the Kabuki Warriors now, because we have 4 brand new faces on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, there's some viable.
They're away from Bayley. It's just like totally fresh.
Yeah.
And then SmackDown for pick number 4 takes Kevin Owens.
I was hoping KO would come to Raw just because I watch Raw more closely.
Well, he's not. It's a different show than Sami Zayn. It's a different show than Punk. Like, I feel like they're saving him for a bunch of dope shit down the road.
I really hope they see the Punk KO feud as much of it like you need to do that as I do.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's just like, oh, those are the best too. Like,
it's a no-brainer.
And Logan Paul, CM Punk
right
is the
now,
other one I want to see super bad.
Yeah, that's another one they're probably saving too. But they got him. Look, like we were just saying, he had to do very little to make a tag team program with the Bloodline super interesting.
Yeah.
So, like, this guy we can't.
He could do anything.
No,
like whatever they give him, he hits it out of the park.
Yeah, they did something interesting next, which I kind of liked.
No, not that you saw, because this is where the Xavier Woods Gunther match was, which was like a 4.5 star match. Legit, it was like Xavier's best match in a long time too.
That?
I have no goddamn idea. It was by far the high points of the show.
It's got to be on YouTube, right? I'm gonna check after.
It's on my recorded.
No. But like, if you're gonna cut it from a show,
it had like story, like heavy story involved. Now it seems like Kofi's going to kind of be the avatar for the New Day and King of the Ring to like make up for his boy getting like destroyed. Like he
got beat up that badly.
I mean, they threw in the towel.
Well, here's Monday Night Raw. Full match. Punk's. There it is. No, 3 minutes 9 seconds. So they don't have the whole match. They have 3 minutes and 9 seconds. Gunther.
It wasn't a long match. I don't know.
Gunther brutally injures Xavier Woods' leg. So are they doing like a Kofi's like fighting from underneath to avenge his guy?
Yeah, he
was
Rocky with the towel when Apollo was getting killed. That's what he was doing.
God damn it!
It was really cool. Like, it's my favorite thing on the show by him.
If Hulu is listening, could you not?
Like,
could you just
literally? That's the last thing I would have cut from the show. I don't know what the hell that is about.
No, but they needed.
We needed to hear Nia Jax talk.
Get 2 big segments for her in the last 2 shows.
It feels like she's on every segment of both shows.
Yeah. But the segment I was talking about is they had Pat McAfee and Michael Cole recap the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl and the parade tragedy. So they were showing, if you don't remember, they fucking reminded you because they reminded me.
Yeah, I had forgotten about it too.
Yeah, during the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl celebration parade, there was a crime where 33 people were wounded. 1 was unalived. 22 were shot, and 11 of them were children. I did find it interesting that all 3 numbers were increments of 11. Just caught my eye: 33, 22, and 11. And there was they highlighted a kid named Joe Borgonzi, and I guess during all of this, he ran to the Chiefs bus, went on the bus, and like they kept him safe. That's what I got from the video. I'm not positive. But then before the show came on, this kid Joey comes out with the Chiefs players and his family, and they get in the ring, and he welcomes everybody to Monday Night Raw. Yes,
cool,
good job WWE,
yeah.
Good job, philanthropy. And next we had Logan Paul and IShowSpeed. They were announcing round 2 of the draft.
Logan Paul's such a good talker.
Yes,
it's unfair that he's this good at this many aspects of the business.
Absolutely. And before they do it, Logan Paul asks Samantha to give Patrick Mahomes an intro, and this place goes fucking ballistic. It's the loudest pop.
He's been in the league 6 years. He's won 3 Super Bowls for them.
What a humble dude! Too.
Yeah.
He's
he's pretty humble guy.
Is that how he talks?
He talks like Kermit the Frog, like exactly like Kermit the Frog.
He didn't do I don't know. He kind of waved. It was very
really like most of the great quarterbacks. It's not even like humble as much as it is. They're so like psychotically focused on like poring over film nonstop and knowing that's their only personality.
Yeah,
like
that
Tom
makes
Brady's
sense.
like that. Peyton Manning was until he retired, kind of like that. Aaron Rodgers, I don't know. Now Aaron Rodgers now thinks that like Anthony Fauci created AIDS. Like literally said that on a podcast like 2 weeks ago. So I don't know what his personality was like before whatever brain trauma caused him to be what he is now. But they usually are like super hyper focused at that position, particularly, and that's how Mahomes always comes off to me.
Well, to someone that did not know anything about that, he just looks like, well, this is a nice fella.
Yeah.
Not an ego.
It's easy to like him.
Easy to like him. So round one. No, this is round two. I'm sorry. Round two, pick one, Monday Night Raw.
Round C may as well be, because 1 and 2 don't mean anything anyway, because we've done like 12 picks.
Monday Night Raw takes CM Punk.
Thank God. I know that like it's a return to but it's the show that I watch. So like I need him there.
He I don't know, red looks better on him than blue. And then
my TV looks better with him on it.
Yeah. CM Punk chance pause the draft momentarily. Yeah. Next is Logan Paul, and he's picking for SmackDown, and he picks Bobby Lashley, Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins, B-Fab.
I must have missed this part.
Soon to be Carmelo Hayes, the Pride.
This is the first time that they officially called them the Pride?
No, they've been the Pride for a while.
I heard somewhere that they like it was just the thing that they were kind of batting around, and this was like the confirmation or whatever.
I've been associating them with the Pride.
Internet
for a
bullshit.
Yeah. Round one, pick three. Monday Night Raw chooses, as he was stated by
pick three. Move the middle part topwise.
Take your main finger. iShow Speed says Monday Night Raw selects the monster of all monsters. Nope.
That's not a name.
Nope. And he looked up away from notes and he thought he fucking had it.
Yeah.
Nope. It is the monster among men.
iShow should go back to Twitch streaming GTA or whatever he does.
He's doing great. If he's trying to get me to not like him, he's doing a good job. Braun Strowman is back on Monday Night Raw.
What's going on with Braun Strowman's hair?
He's balding.
I'm balding.
Yeah.
There's something else is going on top of that man's head.
He's got edge hair now.
It's like, I don't know. It looks like he's like, was getting plugs, and then there was an emergency partway through, and he had to run out of the office and then go right to Raw.
Yeah.
Like, it's like starting way back, but it's got like a jagged kind of thing. I thought he had a shaved head last time.
He did.
Which worked fine because he's a big monster.
Well, based on how much WWE superstars react to wild internet criticism, he is going to have a shaved head next week because Sheamus already has abs again.
Yeah, Sheamus is shredded now.
Also, too, I was listening back to our podcast. I use the word wild and wildly way too much.
Oh, I've been a victim of that exact thing on our show, other shows that we've done.
Yeah.
Where I said wild like 40 times. And I'm like
couldn't
yelling at myself on the listen, like, stop saying it. You sound like an idiot. Like,
everyone's listening. Shut up. Pick 4 of round 2, Tiffy going to SmackDown.
I would have taken it way earlier than that, but
the CM Punk went in the second round.
Yeah.
You know,
good point. Drew McIntyre didn't get drafted.
Who got picked? Actually, round 1's Imperium, Jade Cargill, Damage Control, and Kevin Owens. That's actually
I would have
taken
taken Tiffany way ahead of Jade Cargill.
Yeah. I would have also taken CM Punk ahead of
True.
all
of them.
You can't argue with Gunther though.
Gunther's like their best wrestler. So,
so after this portion of the draft, Logan Paul and iShow Speed walk to the ring. Logan Paul says
Speed is such a stupid name.
Yeah, but if he's trying to get us to not like him, mission accomplished. Logan Paul said that they came to Kansas City to make some draft picks, celebrate with Mahomes. But look, I got here and what happened? Jey Uso's running his mouth because I did what? I put it out the truth. I wrote this verbatim. I don't know what the fuck he was saying. Here's the truth. Damian Priest will beat Jey Uso because Jey Uso made a mistake leaving the bloodline, incapable of being a champion on his own, something I've become a master at. So look, Kansas City, let me give you a play-by-play of what's going to happen at Backlash this Saturday, and then Jey Uso comes out.
Logan Paul, by the way, this entire promo sounds like a real person not doing a script. I don't think his shit is scripted.
No.
I think he just talks.
And I think that making mistakes is necessary in cutting promos,
well, when you're
talking
cutting that
over
style,
your words.
mistakes don't matter because you sound like a person
Yes.
talking. When you're reading a script and you make a mistake, it's very obvious and
When there's
gets
big
weird,
pauses
funky.
and you're trying to remember your lines.
But
and
if
shit.
you're just talking,
Yeah.
we all make mistakes when
feels-
we're all just talking.
Absolutely. Jey Uso comes out and said, Logan Paul got prediction for Backlash, but Kansas City, I want to hear what you got to say. Y'all think Jey Uso can beat Damian Priest? Y'all think Jey Uso can be world heavyweight champ? Y'all think Jey Uso should knock the yeet out of Logan Paul for running his damn mouth? This guy's good.
I like their chemistry too.
It's good on the
Logan
mic.
Paul and especially Jay.
And then Logan Paul does.
I'm completely come around on Jay Uso. I don't want to watch any wrestling.
No, I still have
like
stuck
this
to my
stuff's
Jay Uso edict, which I did not watch his
But
match.
this stuff's great.
Yeah. Jay, Logan Paul says, "What is this, Jay? You think you can out-yeet me? For all my little gangsters out there, buddy. I've been yeeting since 2017.
I assume that was like a YouTube thing he was using back then.
Because then he yelled real loudly, "Yeah, yeet."
He probably shouldn't be drawing attention to the fact that he made his millions like selling essentially pornography and violence to children, little small children. I mean, that's
Is
what he did.
Acknowledging that?
His little warriors or whatever.
Little gangsters?
Yeah, it's children. He's like letting people know they have all of my viewers are children.
See,
he does horribly like adults.
All
content.
of Monday Night Raw without thinking about anything you just said.
Were you familiar with Logan Paul's output? So then you wouldn't have. I knew what Logan Paul was up to.
Yeah.
He's again currently has an NFT scam that he agreed to pay like 5,200 people $1 million a piece. And 3 years ago, never paid him a penny still, or I'll still waiting.
I know another guy that agreed to pay a certain amount of money to somebody to keep something quiet, and he didn't, and now he's probably going to burn in court on public television. He also has a cane now, I saw. Talking about he who we shall not name. Do we have a jar for him now? Stephanie's dad?
Is he going to get criminal charges? He needs to get criminal charges. I feel like they think he's going to get criminal charges because the way that they distance themselves from him, like so starkly like around WrestleMania, it was like, okay, no one more mentions him now.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like that before. So I got the feeling that they knew that he was about to like really be in some shit.
Sure.
But I need criminal charges.
I want him in court. I want to watch this on TV.
Yes,
like,
for sure.
I don't want a bench
trial. I want him to have to answer for this stuff too.
Yeah. Like just based on what we got in the Johnny Depp trial, like the entertainment value in this one,
I want to
in the most horrific of ways.
I actually have a 9-inch penis. Hulk Hogan, my character.
I just want to watch this guy burn on television.
Yeah,
like it's gonna be so entertaining.
He's like the worst guy.
So he after the yeet, little brother Jay trying to roast me. You ain't good when you're alone, Jay. That's why you got kicked out of the bloodline.
That roast me line, by the way, it doesn't sound big when you're saying it right there. The way he said it, I was like, oh, leave Jay alone. Like that sounded humiliating.
Trying to roast me?
Like, how dare you? The audacity.
The difference between you and I is me and my bloodline are tight. And then JD McDonough and Finn Balor comes out. JD McDonough is like that kid that you like, where your mom's like, he doesn't have a lot of friends.
Yeah, you should take him with you this time.
Yeah.
All right.
Jay's vocabulary consists
of
two.
We're going to the museum. He's going to like pull his pants all the way down to pee at the urinal. It's weird. He's one of those guys.
Buddy of mine did that at a Sox game. He pulled his pants all the way down and lifted his shirt up. He went full butters with a full bathroom of White Sox fans.
As an adult, that was a joke, right?
It was hysterical.
I went to grammar school with a kid that just would do that all the time.
Oh, yeah,
and I was like, call the authorities. That is pretty funny.
Yeah, it was so funny. Logan Paul said, Jay's vocabulary consists of two words, yeet and oos. Shut up, stupid. And Jay goes, yeet, and then he attacks.
Which is the best response, honestly.
It was funny, man. Great timing. And then he attacks Balor and McDonough. The number game catches up, though. Jay gets beat down. And then...
Was not expecting Patrick Holmes to turn heel
the
in
most
Kansas City.
Inexplicable move. I mean, this is like on par with like having Austin turn at the end of WrestleMania 17.
Or like having... what's his name? The Daily Show guy, Jon Stewart, like come in and actively participate in a wrestling match.
Yep.
Like,
this was
that kind of vibe.
Right. Like we like Jon Stewart. Why are you doing this? Right. Patrick Mahomes. So Logan Paul rolls out of the ring. He goes over to Patrick Mahomes, and Patrick Mahomes has some Super Bowl jewelry on. He's got 3 big ass Super Bowl rings, and he hands them all to Logan Paul
to use as his knucks.
So
he's a heel.
Patrick Mahomes is a heel. Yeah. Logan Paul goes to punch Jey Uso, but he ducks and he hits JD McDonough. And they're all standing around, and Jey Uso kind of circles around.
His face is so funny.
And he's standing in between Balor and Logan Paul.
They're all looking down at McDonough's corpse.
And like you said, Jey Uso's just standing there. He's talking shit, but then he gets overpowered again. And as he's getting beat down again, Braun Strowman comes out.
With his hair.
With his hair, but is also...
the dead gerbil he put on his head.
And an awesome delayed choke slam.
Hey, that was great. He's an
Finn Balor.
Awesome big man.
Yeah, and he stares down Logan Paul.
I kind of thought he was going to be a wide 6 guy.
A what? Oh, why it's
Wyatt
6?
yeah.
He might be. They might not introduce them all at once.
Yeah,
They
maybe
might
it could
trickle
be
them in.
people off the roster. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Braun Strowman gets out of the ring. He gets in Mahomes' face, and
The
then
monster
Jey
among
Uso
monsters.
pulls him back. Braun Strowman looks like a guy who owns his own pool and uses it frequently. Like he just has leathery.
Yeah.
Like he looks like he constantly smells like tan
Perry
lotion.
Saturn skin.
Yeah, it's like man, he
Like
just
Perry, you've
tans
been living in the
all
desert for the
time.
last 6 years.
So they're doing a. Well, they can't because Logan Paul's on SmackDown, but I guess they're hinting at a Braun Strowman Logan Paul thing, but that can't happen. Bloodline.
I'd
staying
rather
on
watch
Raw.
more Jey Uso
But
Logan Paul, honestly. Not
Jey
for the
Uso's-
match, but
Jey
just
Uso's on Raw, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
like they just did a bunch of shit.
who's on SmackDown? Who can fight Logan Paul? That's interesting. Somebody that's funny and quick-witted.
Grayson Waller?
Can't
Can't even say with a straight face.
I mean, he probably could do the banter part pretty decent,
Yeah.
but there's not that many.
So next we have a segment with Kathy Kelly and Booker T. Booker T hypes Jade, Damian Priest,
This was where
and CM Punk.
I believe where Booker's big insight as a draft expert was. I'm wondering where Damian Priest is going to
This is
end.
what happens with the Judgment Day, right? And then Drew McIntyre is just all of a sudden behind Booker T. And Drew goes, tell me you didn't just say that. You think it's 2010, Book? You think the guy who has had one match that got injured in, that I injured him in, should be drafted ahead of the guy who literally won the world title at WrestleMania? Again, this is like...
Not a bad point.
It's not a bad point, but it's also like riddled with holes.
Yeah, that's his whole thing. Yeah,
Which is, yes, and that's his
he
thing.
only sees the stuff that benefits him.
Correct. And he's unwilling to look at any other arguments. So
Sorry,
Booker
I'm
T,
trying to find somebody on
Oh, you-
SmackDown for Logan Paul.
you're
to feud
fine.
with.
No, take your time. Booker T says you're talking about the title that you don't have around your waist right now. And Drew says, don't act like that. You're not like them. You saw exactly what happened to me, Book. Booker T says, do you know what happened? Do you know what happened? That's the question. And Drew goes, I know how you really feel about Punk. You've changed, man. And then,
Did you ever hear the Booker T story?
yes. Yeah.
Well, for the listeners that haven't, when Punk won his first, I think, world title, the big gold, he famously showed up at the locker room the next day and was berating everybody for throwing trash on the floor of the locker room. And you actually used the words, as your locker room leader, I have to set an example and I need you guys to follow my whatever. And he was like very young at this point, just out of Ring of Honor, kind of like they had a pretty quick push. And there's varying reports, but like Booker T said something. I've heard as much as like, go fuck yourself, or just like, I do whatever I want, and then like crumpled up his garbage and threw it at his feet.
Yeah.
So Booker does not like CM Punk.
No.
That's
Booker,
what the callback was.
Booker's kind of a problem backstage.
He's a dickhead.
Yeah.
He told everybody that Sami Zayn was upset about a thing that Sami told him in private on a plane. Thought he was his friend.
He's very brave, though. He fights one of the Guardians of the Galaxy backstage 20 years ago. Boo. He got in a fight with Batista.
He did have that.
I was really
I
trying.
mean, his wrestling was pretty good. And he had that awesome grocery store match with Stone Cold where
Price check on a jackass.
kind of still think his dick came out.
What?
There was a rumor for a long time because there's one shot where you can't really tell, but it kind of looks like
What
Booker's
is he
pants
wearing?
ripped and his dick came out.
Oh, his pants were up there.
Yeah.
So from there, we have... Oh,
It's not like Lenny Kravitz or whatever. But you ever see that one?
of course.
That's the best one.
Yeah, that one's glaring.
His dick like exploded out of his pants. Like it could not be contained.
It was like when they opened the guy's face in Men in Black. And there's
Yes.
a little alien in there. The Intercontinental title was on the line next. It was Sami Zayn versus Bronson.
Sure was.
Big Bronson.
We've been doing, by the way, Blue Thunder Pod for about 10 weeks.
Yeah.
This is the 11th, I think. We've seen this match 4 times. Yeah. 4.
It hasn't been fun once.
No.
This one went 7 minutes and 50 seconds. Before I get into that, did you find somebody for...
No, not really.
No?
So wait, is Logan Paul on Raw or SmackDown?
He's the U.S. champion. He's on...
Which
Wait,
shows
what?
that on?
Ooh, hang on. I have it. I have it written down. Yay, notes. Yay for taking notes. So Raw has... Logan Paul's on SmackDown.
So Kevin Owens, my like absolute top guy.
They already fought, though. Oh,
So
for
he's
a
the only
while.
guy that could talk with him.
They
Like,
fought for a while. They fought at Mania.
I mean, would you rather see Kevin Owens fight him again, or would you rather see...
Put him with Pretty Deadly. They're fun.
They're fun, but he'll just smoke them.
Yeah. He's going to smoke everybody.
He wouldn't smoke Kevin Owens. That's what I'm saying. You need somebody like can hold his own.
Nick Aldis?
They could do like a
power struggle thing?
Yeah.
I'm good with that. Luckily, I have very minimal notes for this match, but one spot that I did really like is Bronson Reed caught Sami Zayn like he was a little baby. Sami Zayn jumped off the top rope, and he caught him, smashed him into the turnbuckle, power slam, and senton. It was just a hell of a sequence.
It's a cool spot to catch thing, but the problem is Otis does it on the same show, and I've seen Otis do it a million times.
Yeah.
And Otis is better at everything else.
Why are you saying that's the same guy? Why are you talking about like it's somebody else?
Just got like mascara and a darker outfit.
He just went to Braun Strowman's pool and he was hanging out with him for a while. The finish had Sammy is down on the outside. Bronson Reed throws him back in the ring, and because Bronson Reed is so bulbous, it takes him a little
square.
It takes him a little longer to stand up, and he's in the corner standing up. And in the meantime, Sami Zayn has ran to the other side of the ring and runs all the way back, gives him a haluva kick, and that is he's about to pin him, and then black suit. Black shirt, Chad Gable comes out of nowhere and deadlift Germans Sami Zayn.
Okay, I saw this and I was like, oh, because Dave brought this up. Your one gripe about the Okada Pac match was like mid-match, the delayed German on a taller guy, and it was like a little too much.
Yeah.
You know what's worse than that kind of delayed German? Delayed German as a surprise attack.
Yeah.
Because you're getting picked up and you haven't been beaten up or anything.
No.
And you're just like, what's going on here? I'm a turtle. It's stuck on my back.
If he
super impressive move.
If he waffled him in the head first,
fine. Anything. Yeah, like get him. You got to be out of it.
No. It looked very much like Charlie Bucket was floating skyward after drinking something he should not have been drinking. About Uncle Joe, one of the biggest pieces of garbage.
Absolute piece of shit. Absolute piece of shit.
He stayed in bed all that time.
Yeah. Could have danced. Could have gone to work. They're eating cabbage.
Yeah.
Like cabbage water, basically.
And he was fit as a fiddle when he got out of bed.
Yeah. And the rest of the grandparents were like 180 years old. And
that bed had to stink.
Oh my God. There's some bed sores happening there.
You know how much we enjoyed this match? We're talking about Charlie and the Chocolate
Factory.
And
the bed sores of the grandparents.
Oh, this is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah. Willy Wonka? Pretty good, by the way. Not the Johnny Depp one.
It was different.
The new one.
It was
a totally different story.
Yeah.
But it was like a well put together little kids movie. My daughter very much enjoyed it.
Yes, your daughter. It was made for your daughter. Chad Gable's pummeling Sami Zayn, throws in an ankle lock, and he lets the ankle lock go. And then off camera, Bronson Reed just does his splash. They call it the tsunami. This good camera work here because I didn't fucking see him get up there.
Camera work on the show, very good. Oh, top to bottom.
Chad Gable holds up the Intercontinental title, and Bronson Reed Death Valley drivers Chad Gable, and then he holds up the title. So they're doing logical storytelling here.
But the logical storytelling is going to lead to a goddamn triple threat that I have no interest in.
And Sami Zayn's going to retain.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just continue to build the Chad thing, and then do that match because it'll be awesome.
Yeah.
We just saw it. It was awesome.
Absolutely.
I think Bronson Reed is a useless man.
I agree.
He's approaching Nia Jax
Well, that's
territory.
why he was drafted last in the.
At least he's strong.
Yeah.
Like he has a thing.
Yeah.
He's strong. Nia Jax, I can't think of a single positive.
No. A lot of positives here. Back at the podium, we had the APA, which was JBL and Ron Simmons.
Always pounding ass.
Round 3 of the draft, we had Monday Night Raw select Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wilde, Zelina Vega, Carlito.
Vinci's not with the Imperium, but Carlito is apparently still with the. Got to put all the Latinos together.
Yeah, why not? JBL did say when he said Rey Mysterio's name, he said Hall of Famer and Deadbeat Dad, which made me laugh. Round 2, pick 2, SmackDown goes to Santos Escobar, Angel, Berto, Electra Lopez, Legado del Fantasma. The heavens have heard our cries. Mm-hmm. They are splitting up the two Latin factions.
Stood up and cheered.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, you get to feud with somebody else on the roster people might be interested in.
Loved it. Pick 3, Drew McIntyre is going to Monday
I know it's
Night
part of the
Raw.
story, and it worked, but come on, he would go second overall or something.
This was very purposeful.
Yeah.
Did you hear why he didn't sign a contract for such a long time? He just did an interview.
No.
He said he had some personal stuff going on, and they were being very gracious with keeping that quiet. And he's like, I never had any intention of going anywhere else. Which, again, after you sign a contract, is what you would say.
I mean, like
and also, too, personal stuff.
they were
is
doing.
super
He was
vague.
doing real well too. Like it works for him. Like this is a. I don't think he would be as good in AEW. Like, it's weird because I love him. Like, love him more than almost any wrestler around WWE. I don't know.
It would be so unbelievable that he would lose to anybody.
Yeah,
on that show.
he's like he's like a superhero or whatever. He had to fight like kill shots every night.
Kill Switch.
Kill Switch. I'm sorry.
Kill
I always want
Switch.
to call him Luchasaurus.
We just call him Luchasaurus. It's really confusing when Christian does the kill switch, and then he has a guy named.
I
Kill
think
Switch.
he did that intentionally to be a further dick.
Yeah.
Because that's what kind of bullshit Christian does.
So excited to talk about that on the next show. Next, we have Shinsuke Nakamura going to SmackDown.
Shinsuke makes me sad, man. I loved him so much.
Dude, he just knows how healthy his 401k is.
Yeah, he just exactly. I'm happy for him for that.
Yeah.
But like, to know someone that you admired was truly great at something.
Yeah.
And like, see, it's like Jordan on the Wizards or something. You know, it's like. It just makes me sad. Like, can you retire? Just pay him whatever you want. Like,
or like give him something like we've seen with Chris Jericho, we've seen with John Moxley on the other show. Give him something to do so he gets really excited and he's really motivated again.
yeah.
And like,
I don't think he's ever gonna work that style that I loved though. Like NXT before that on JPW, the true strong style where he's
he's
kicking the shit out of
he
people.
He tried it on night one, and when he was brought up to the main roster, and he like almost lost his job because he put John Cena on his neck. Right?
This is the best John Cena match in like a decade, though.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Drew McIntyre comes out right away. He says, "In what world does Drew McIntyre get drafted in round 3? There's not one person in the arena who can walk up to me, look me in the eye, and tell me that makes sense. I would call you a liar. APA, have you had all of them drinking since Friday? I'm not joking. That's how stupid this is." Bunch of CM Punk chants. Drew McIntyre says, "You think that's cool? Anti-establishment to chant his name? He's the furthest thing from anti-establishment. He is now a corporate arse kisser. But Punk, congrats, you finally achieved something since you've come back to WWE. You hurt Drew McIntyre, but unlike you, I'm not sitting at home collecting a paycheck. I come to work week after week." Punk's music hits, the place goes fucking crazy.
2011 white CM Punk shirt.
Yeah, but he's got it cut off. They brought him back by popular demand.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, because people wanted the Ringer shirts. But
I have a Ringer AEW one, I think.
I have it in the bag. I've never put it on. It's like got the "I was there" thing. I mean, I found some guy at the show and he debuted. I'm like, buy me a shirt and I'll buy your shirt. Like,
nice,
you know, and it worked.
Buy me a shirt, I'll give you a hand job.
Yeah. Punk says, "Is it good to be alive on a Monday night in Kansas City or what?" Says, "I'm not sitting at home, Drew. I'm right here, you little bitch."
I don't believe that CM Punk loves Kansas City.
No. Yeah. Well, they're not in the. There's no one in the National League that he would dislike.
Yeah, that's true. And there's no hockey team.
No. So, which he seems to base a lot of his opinions on.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre, once he said that, storms in the back, seemingly going up to the suite, and Ron Simmons gives us a damn.
Yeah. It's better than the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. No shit. Drew McIntyre, they come back from break and he's up in the skyboxes looking for Punk.
I love the sequence.
It was great. He only, when he gets up to the box, all he finds is a signed 8x10 photo of CM Punk.
Bugs Bunny. He was doing fucking Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
He got Elmer Fudd stuck up in the skybox and then he just had to sit there and listen to him.
Yeah.
There's no way he can get down in time.
No, which is, again, we gave a lot of praise last week with the women's match because all the people who would interfere were up in a fucking skybox. Punk's music hits and now he is on the rampway. And he goes, nah. Punk goes to the ring, and Drew's just staring at CM Punk from the box.
Doing a good job acting, too. Like I want to fucking kill this guy.
He's just quiet, like, he just looks like deranged, like genuinely deranged watching him. Punk says, "I love Kansas City and all the people that inhabit it, so I don't want to waste your time like Drew McIntyre. So I'm going to try to do this in less time than the last time you were world champion, which means I got 5 minutes and 46 seconds. Pat, time me." So McAfee starts timing him. So this would normally be part of the program where I ask, "Do I have your attention now?" But I could see clear as day I have your attention for quite some time. You're like an ex-girlfriend I can't get rid of. And you say I hurt your elbow? Good. You prayed for me to get injured. I did that to you. I thought maybe you just got hurt sitting on Twitter and tweeting because that's all you're good for, and that's why I was drafted before you. I'm not mad. I'm not out for revenge. You've given me purpose. The real reason, Drew McIntyre, I was drafted before you is simple wrestling economics. Is because I'm the best in the world in this ring, on this microphone, even
on
at commentary. No one can touch me.
I got pissed off that he did the baby face like, oh, no offense. That's not CM Punk.
Yeah.
Just fuck them.
Then the very
You're
next
also
line he
a
says
billion
was,
times better than McAfee.
no offense, Pat and Michael, yeah.
Because McAfee could not hold his jockstrap.
No. And then at this point, McAfee goes, we're a minute 33 in.
Yeah.
So he's keeping time like he was asked to. Punk says, losers hope things happen. Losers pray for things to happen. Winners make it happen.
Love that part of it.
And when I'm cleared, when I'm 100%, I promise you I'm going to make your life a living hell.
I love, like, I started out with the you prayed for my injury. I made yours happen.
Yeah.
Winners make stuff happen. Like, it's a 2-minute promo, but, like, he had a story through it.
G-O-A-T. Goat on the mic.
Yeah. He needs to be on TV every week because I don't want to watch Raw when he's not. This is the best program, I'm thinking, wrestling. Like, the Elite is more of a big general thing, but just a straight-up feud.
The Elite is like we made the casserole, we preheated the oven, now we just got to let it cook for a little while.
Yeah.
It's like they're starting
it's
something
bigger thing.
massive thing.
But, like, as far as, like, a one-on-one feud, this is the best one going wrestling, I think.
Yeah, they haven't touched each other
I know.
since January.
And it's been super hot. Like,
you can, I guess, count WrestleMania.
you hit him with but
yeah,
not really. But they're just both so good at the talking.
Love it. Love it.
Punk didn't even say that much here. He did like kind of a rehash of the pipe bomb stuff.
Yeah.
But he had that one good like through line of
Also,
like, you pray for shit, I make it happen because I'm a winner.
He's got, and he said too, and he's got a "Luck is for losers" tattoo, and like he said like when he was doing a Summer of Punk shit like over a decade ago,
It's a Ditka.
somebody said
It's an old
like
Ditka
good luck,
thing.
and he's like "Luck is for losers." Like that's when he was real like
Yeah.
chip on his shouldery, but like it's
Big sports guy too, and it was Ditka had a famous like press conference where he talked about luck being for like, losers and something else like you make your own. So basically, that's Punk's thing.
Yeah,
he bases a lot on Chicago sports.
Play the hits.
I mean, me too, but
and we probably like it because we're from here.
Yeah, 100%.
People from Albuquerque aren't really like, what the fuck is he talking about?
I don't give a shit about people from Albuquerque when it comes to CM Punk.
Yeah.
The man wears a Chicago flag on his
wrong.
pants every day.
I want to see the Albuquerque flag. I don't know why we're all of a sudden healing up against
There's a
Albuquerque.
scorpion on it. We don't have any listeners in Albuquerque.
Yet.
We get Germany, we get Spain, no Albuquerque.
I'm like, why am I thinking of Albuquerque? It's because you just compared him to Bugs Bunny, and he was always trying to go in. He always makes a wrong turn into Albuquerque.
And Walla Walla, Washington.
Yeah. Back to the podium, we have Alondra Blaze and Teddy Long for round 4. Teddy has switched sides.
I can't pronounce names, playa.
On his way out, Punk gives Alondra Blaze like a very like smooth embrace, and she's hesitant at first.
I think Punk's had some chicks in his time.
Well, look at his roster. My God,
I'm joking.
Yes. Oh, I see what you did there. Oh, literal Dave. Round 4, pick one. Monday Night Raw selects Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, and JD McDonough. The Judgment Day. Wonder where Rhea Ripley's going to end up.
Wherever Liv is, probably, right?
She's not going nowhere. She's staying on Raw.
Yeah, good. Yeah. That's the show I watch.
Yeah. Pick number 2, Naomi. She's going to SmackDown.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Pick number 3, Ilya Dragunov.
No? Ia Dragunov is what Teddy Long said.
Yeah.
I was like, who was he, brother of the guy I like? Thankfully, they showed then Ilya going ape shit, and
they cut to NXT and they show it's on a time delay, which I felt like was pretty purposeful. Production choice. Because
he did like a thing too.
But he got announced and then like. I don't know how they did it. Like we saw like a delayed reaction, so it looks like they were throwing it to like an affiliate in a different city. It just looked.
It looked like you were watching the draft. Like that was the NXT stuff was the only cool stuff about the draft, and it was really cool.
And he stood up. He
so
looked
fired
dope.
up.
And
he's gonna be a huge
Shawn
star.
Michaels gives him a red Raw hat, which again
he didn't want to mess up his sweet do, so he just held it to the side,
which is fine. That's what they do in real life.
More than fine. It was cool.
Like, it's very very cool. I don't mean to downplay it.
I love that too.
Yeah. So he's going to be on Raw. So he will be in Imperium in about 6 weeks.
Please no.
Because unless he's kind of Puerto Rican, then
How
he'd
about
be a
just
Legado
have
del
a feud
Fantasma.
with Cody? Like, how amazing that would be.
Yeah.
Just do that out of the box.
They got to build him. They do
like,
have a Trick Williams.
build them by having
not
have
Trick
3
Williams.
matches with Cody. They'll all
Carmelo
be like,
Hayes.
holy Christ, this is amazing. Like,
Well, they should just pin him against the dominant world champion, and they'll show what the two of them can really do in the ring when they get time with Damian Priest.
oh, I think you're talking about Cody. I'm like, it's what I was just saying.
No. Oh, he's on Raw now.
Actually, Roman wouldn't be a bad guy for a comeback for Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah, well, he's going to be on SmackDown.
Yeah.
So
Is he? I don't know. He declared I'm not in the draft.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of silly. And the final round, or final pick of round 4, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. There, did you catch the notes?
I liked it. I liked it. What's his face was like, oh, thank God. Like, I'm done with this lady.
So when they draft somebody, they show their photo and then they show like 3 facts about them.
Stupid facts, most of them.
It's like, 4-time champion here. Like,
A lot of it was not that, though. A lot of it was not like the stuff that you should be like, oh, they're a 3-time tag champ. Why don't you say that? Instead, you say, like, loved go-karts. Like,
yeah. Well, this one was funny because it said, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, quote, unlimited potential for success.
I agree, though.
But it feels like that's how...
It's definitely a shot.
But that's how Adam Pearce sold it, right?
Yeah.
It's like, this is unlimited potential here. And then, quote, conflicts with management have been an issue.
I think it's a great combo. It's like a great wrestler with like an incredible personality.
A squawk box mouthpiece.
And the
right?
incredible personality can go too. People just assume she can't because she's such an over the top character.
Well, she
But
hasn't.
She can wrestle.
She hasn't had to, which is
No,
great.
she hasn't. Like but
it's
she
like,
can. I've seen her do it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. And when she eventually gets to, people are going to be like, "Oh, there's
Yeah.
a whole different layer."
Maybe
Here.
a cool babyface turn.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what's she doing?
Liv Morgan fought Nia Jax next. They went 10 minutes 30 seconds.
Sure did.
Liv looks great.
Liv
but
looked like
when
she was wrestling one of those oversized teddy bears that you can win at a carnival. That's what this match looked like.
When Nia had to cooperate with her, Liv, neither of them looked good
No.
because
When Liv was able to just kick her in the face or whatever,
Yeah.
like that looked good because she was laying it in.
Yeah.
Anything that Nia Jax had to do, as always, looked terrible.
Yeah.
Looked like a person that has never wrestled before.
Yeah, it was bad. But she's supposed to be the big bad threat here, right? The actual big bad threat was sitting in the crowd. Tiffany Stratton was just in the crowd, which was dope. She was sitting there for a while, surrounded by the best-looking people Missouri has to offer. I don't know if you took a peek around her, but oof.
I'm going to go back.
Oh, man. And then Naomi just decides to attack Tiffany Stratton from behind, and they fight on ringside.
It was really disjointed, weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't care about the match anyway, but like, why do we have to do a...
It echoed last week, or it echoed SmackDown, but like not really.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like same playbook. Different.
I'm glad Liv got a fairly clean win over the big bad dominant Nia Jax here. It was just like a little distraction or whatever that cost her.
Yeah. Well, it kind of didn't. Well, it cost Nia Jax.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Liv was going to win because Nia's leaving the show to go to the other show. But it was pretty clean.
No, Nia said she's taking someone with her, so I gotta believe her. In the promo, she said she's taking someone with her.
Did she mean like she's killing somebody, or she's like going to put them in her pocket? I don't know what that means. You can't just form a faction on draft day.
No fucking sense. It felt, I don't know.
Doesn't make any sense.
No,
like Nia's existence in a wrestling company.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any goddamn sense.
She's a world-class professional wrestler. The finish saw Nia Jax attack Naomi on the apron, and this gave Liv Morgan the opportunity to give a code breaker and Oblivion for the W. So Liv Morgan won.
Yeah.
She should have won.
Yeah, and her like the moves she pulled off in this match, there were quite a few that she made look pretty decent, despite it being very difficult to do that.
She's
with
a
Nia
solid
Jax.
fucking worker, man. Like,
yeah. She wasn't always, and she's come around.
Yeah.
I just don't do the high fives in the crowd anymore.
No.
I know she's really nice in real life, and she likes with the kids
Be
and
a
stuff.
heel.
Just be a heel.
Yeah.
Like, it's more interesting.
There was a video that went viral of her like signing shit outside of like a.
There's a million of those. She's like a Make-A-Wish
Super
person.
likable.
She's really, really nice in real life. But
So-
you know what? Really, really nice people usually make good heels in wrestling.
That's true. That's true.
And it's just more interesting.
Yeah.
I don't want. I've seen enough of her doing that.
Yeah.
You can still go Make-A-Wish stuff.
Yeah.
Just do it off camera.
If I could make a wish, I would make a wish to have a little bit more variety because back at the podium for round 5 were the Dudley Boys, who we saw last week.
I was bored with them then.
They had their glasses on this time. They learned from last week that they needed them on to see the cards, but they brought out their own table and they set it up and never used it.
No.
They just reminded us.
So
and then they do
say, get the table.
Yeah, they
what's up?
A what's up, a get the tables, and a testify.
Yeah.
Cool. So
wait, why do people watch Bubba Ray's podcast telling everybody how you make a good wrestling show?
I think you need people like that.
Nobody needs what we saw from these two on this show.
On this show, no, but like with podcasts, like I love that there's so many people I disagree with in the professional wrestling
me too.
world.
But I also like to point it out and dunk on them when I think they're stupid.
Yeah.
It's about heat. It's about entertaining people.
Yeah, it's about being entertained. So, round 5, pick one. Monday Night Raw selects The New Day.
Yes, it is.
Duh. They're embroiled in a feud with...
Xavier just got murdered.
Yeah. SmackDown takes Pretty Deadly.
I like those guys.
Monday Night Raw takes Lyra Valkyria.
Now, weirdly, I am very familiar with her.
Okay.
She's a really good wrestler.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who she is.
No.
And it was a big surprise because she's
me.
not even up high on the card in NXT. She can fucking go. Like, legit.
Yeah.
She's from British or Australian. I can't remember which one. But, like, she can go. Yeah. She'd be a good addition.
Well, she looked shocked when she got picked.
Yeah, because she's like
legit. I don't think
card.
They didn't tell these people that they're going up.
Oh no! All that NXT stuff seemed 100% real.
Yeah, and if it wasn't real, they're fucking stellar actors.
Yeah.
And Triple H gives her a red Monday Night Raw hat, which was nice. He had a lot of those hats.
She'll be if the crowd gives her a chance, they probably won't. They probably won't pay attention. She'll be putting on 5-star matches, and they won't care because it's WWE crowd. And then she'll go off TV for 8 months.
Yeah.
But if she gets a chance and people get behind her a little bit, she could be a big deal.
We'll see.
Yeah.
She didn't get a video package like the other one did. So,
because she actually wrestles matches more than...
No, but to have something ready to go. Like, we just praised how they brought up somebody.
Yeah, they should really for everybody.
Dragunov should have got one, even though we saw one. Give me one. Why not?
Absolutely.
What's the harm in getting
I've
one?
only seen a few Dragunov matches, and that's a guy I kind of follow.
All I know about him is he's the guy that ended Gunther's UK title.
It was the only 5-star WWE match in over 15 years or something.
Make him a threat. Make Gunther afraid that he's on the goddamn show.
That would be a great story.
God damn, it would be a great... Wait, can you put them in the same faction if he's afraid of this guy? That's good.
Trying to take over the
thing? That's
he's
not
a big psycho Russian guy.
See who gets control of Ludwig Kaiser.
This on his way out, and I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. You're like Vladimir Putin's crazier cousin or something.
Be a hell of a silhouette when they come out. It's all they're all silhouetted.
And his move, the way he moves in the ring, it's kind of like Swerve, where he just moves different than everybody else. Yeah. But his moveset is it's all stuff I've never seen, and it's all awesome looking.
Yeah. Last round, the last pick of round 5 was SmackDown is taking voluntarily Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell.
Do what I said to do, just cut Indy. Let Candice.
Yeah.
I mean, they gave her the big win after one move against Maxine Dupree this week. So
I'm going to have to trust you on that one. It was not on my television. Backstage, we had Liv and Becky Morgan. Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch. Becky congratulates Liv. And then Damage Control swarms Becky, says that they'll see her on Mondays. That's it.
What's Liv?
What's Liv?
What's her character?
She's on the Liv Morgan revenge tour,
which is cool when it was a heel thing, which was clearly what she was doing and doing very well.
Yeah.
Now I get a big she wrestled a babyface match. She did a babyface entrance, and now she's being congratulated by the biggest babyface champion.
Yeah, revenge tour. I
was so excited for Liv's thing, and now they're like, "Oh, maybe we'll change her mind right now."
She's doing the I don't know, playful, sarcastic. She's doing kind of what Drew did for a while, but more sing-songy. And
just be a heel.
I'm with you on this.
And don't book her to be friends with fucking Becky Lynch.
They're not going to be friends.
But putting them on, congratulating and stuff.
Motherfucker, you know what they're going to do? They're going to frenemy him up against the Damage Control. Because, Right? Does that make sense?
tweener. It doesn't make sense, but it makes sense for something they would do.
But like, and then once they have like their,
Then they coexist, and then they break up.
feels like something that they would do. Yeah, whatever.
Just revenge tour. Make her like do evil stuff.
Yeah.
Like sneak up on people and take out their Achilles or something. You know, like that's
bang-
revenge tour.
or
You already
bangs-
took out the biggest lady.
Bang
Make that
somebody's
your
dude
thing.
in the back.
That's what. Yeah, the one positive from the show
Yeah.
is that like the subtle. Oh, I think they're having sex.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
where that was because I didn't.
It was behind the Jey Uso backstage.
Yeah. So did we get to that yet? I don't think we. Yeah, we must have because.
Yeah, it was just a brief little Jey Uso
Yeah,
thing.
Jey Uso's getting interviewed backstage, and you see in the background Liv Morgan walk out of a locker room, and then like a minute later, see Dominic Mysterio walk out of the same
Yeah.
locker room. So subtle shit. They're making her new mommy, which I really like.
Yeah, I like that.
Next, we had at least I had round 6 of the draft. Right.
All right, what do we're coming off of.
So Dudley Boys was round 5. Backstage was Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch. I just don't know where the.
I had like I think that's where the Maxine Candice story match was.
That
so
it feels like a
throws me
match should
off.
be here because there were just when it's like segment. I'm like,
Yeah.
there's fucking got to be a match
A
here.
2-minute terrible match.
So we could skip it. We already talked about it anyway. So round 6 it was Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis. Adam Pearce, by the way, wore a Jim Cornette outfit, and he caught a lot of shit online for
And
it.
then I liked his response. He was like, "I was fucking kid. I got a stupid, ugly jacket, and I thought it'd be funny to say, look, I'm wearing a Cornette jacket.
people
and then you're all
lit-
saying I'm like platforming a racist.
Yeah.
Like, I was making a joke about Jim Cornette's ugly jackets.
The internet has
Yeah.
to chill the fuck out.
Yes.
Like,
He finished it with touch grass.
Yeah.
Made me
He's
happy.
right. He's 100% right. This reactive shit and this isn't even just wrestling. This is people in general. Like,
Yeah.
like go for a walk, have a sandwich, come back and see if you think
Talk
the same
to some
thing.
people and face to face.
God forbid.
Like,
God forbid.
By the way, Jim Cornette is not what any of those people think he is.
No.
He's working. He's doing a character. He has
Yes.
been for the whole time for his podcast. So like, you don't need to be up in arms when a dude he says, "I happen to be wearing a similar jacket that he used to wear in 1987 WCW." Like,
Yeah. But Adam Pearce is cosplaying. Big stretch from Rocky.
yeah.
Big stretch. He's a good boy. The dog was stretching and groaning. Our mascot. Monday Night Raw in round 6. Pick one takes Karrion Kross, Scarlett, the Authors of Pain, Paul Ellering, the Final Testament. They're coming to Monday Night Raw. Good, because I want to see more of these guys.
Yeah, me too.
I think there's some value there. I'm very happy that pick 2 DIY is going to SmackDown because I don't want them on Monday Night Raw anymore.
Yeah. I don't like.
Make them Goldie again.
Yeah,
That's it.
I want them to rerun that whole program.
Yes,
that was the
'Cause
best
he
thing
was,
they ever did.
He was amazing. Put camo pants back on him and make him Goldie
I
again.
mean, I wouldn't mind watching DIY and Authors of Pain a few more matches though. They had some bangers.
That's fine. Well, that's something to look forward to. Pick 3, the last pick for Monday Night Raw, big Bronson Reed. Going
Mr.
to
Irrelevant.
Yeah. And the very last pick of the draft before the supplemental draft, SmackDown takes Blair Davenport. She's an NXT superstar, and she gets a blue hat from Shawn Michaels. I've heard
I
about
think
her.
she was
I think-
kind of a surprise too,
Yeah.
from what I've heard.
I think
not as big a surprise as what's her name? I always say Valkyrie. It's not Valkyrie.
Lila Valkyrie.
Valkyrie.
Is it?
Yeah. But she's the better wrestler of all. I think outside of Ilya, she's the best wrestler that got drafted from NXT, probably.
Yeah. So, yeah, she got a new blue hat. That's dope. And the main event, do it again?
The main event of the evening.
Jey Uso, Andrade, and Ricochet versus Damian Priest,
The house show main event that they tacked onto Raw.
JD McDonough, and Finn Balor. I just have the finish because by edict, I do not watch Jey Uso
I
matches.
turned this right off because I knew there were going to be no consequences.
I'll just let you know how it ended. So Damian Priest goes for a South of Heaven on Jey Uso, who's on the top.
MJF returned.
On the top of
Yeah, I turned it off.
Goes for a South of
He's
Heaven.
now the World Heavyweight and WWE champion.
yes.
All
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah. He's the new GM. He is.
He
It's
killed
the
Vince
MJ
McMahon on air.
Yeah.
Like, that's how he showed up. He was dragging Vince,
missed
like
a
naked
lot.
Vince hogtied.
Damian Priest goes for South of Heaven on Jey Uso, who's on the top rope. JD McDonough shoves Jey Uso off the top rope, which like indirectly saves him. Jamie and Priest.
I did see that part.
Yeah,
but they were like saved him, but he threw him off the top rope.
Yeah.
They were still
storytelling they're trying to go for here. Because he's off the top rope and because the two Judgment Day guys are arguing. Jay Uso super kicks all three of them, and then Jay Uso spears and Uso splashes Finn Balor for the W. That was the end of Monday Night Raw.
House show. That's a house show ass match.
So for Raw, they got in order from the draft: Imperium, Damage Control, CM Punk.
Why don't you just read the ones that weren't already?
Okay, Damage Control.
Mm-hmm.
Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman was already on Raw.
The LWO.
I thought the other ones were the ones that went to the opposite show.
LWO went to Raw.
Okay, so yeah, LWO.
Yeah.
Not Braun, though. Braun was just hurt. He was on Raw.
I'm almost positive the LWO went to Raw. Now I got to see.
I mean, I know they're on different shows now because we rejoiced. But I can't remember what.
Yeah, it's Raw. LWO's on Raw. Dragunov went to Raw.
Yeah, NXT. Those are the best. Just do those in the future.
I believe New Day was already on Raw.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've watched them wrestle Imperium 80 weeks in a row.
Lyra Valkyria. Valkyria.
It's like Valkyria. It should be Valkyrie, but there's like 5 other women named Valkyrie in different companies. So like Valkyria.
Yeah, we'll go with that. And the Final Testament. That's it. And SmackDown got who's new? Legado del Fantasma? Were they on Raw or SmackDown?
SmackDown, because I had not watched them very much.
I believe Nakamura was already on. He was on Raw.
No, he was on Raw.
So
that's a new one.
Nakamura went to SmackDown?
Yeah.
Chelsea Green and Piper Niven?
That's probably the best one from that day.
Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell?
Sure.
DIY?
Okay.
Blair Davenport.
So they didn't have to do drafts.
This was trash.
They could have transferred all those people. Nobody would notice.
No. And like,
they'd be like, oh, I thought, was he on Raw? Oh well, let's keep watching.
I mean, as I'm reading this, the thing I'm happiest for is Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae get to be on the same show.
Yeah, that's
together.
good. That's good. I like bringing families together because Vince used to like to break them all apart all the time.
They did too. They split up Tiffany Stratton and Ludwig von Kaiser.
Yeah.
So that's that. Really quickly, we're just gonna give picks. Backlash pay-per-view. I'm just gonna go on these real fast. You just tell me who's winning, right? Kabuki Warriors versus Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair for the Tag Team Championship. Who you got?
Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair.
I agree. The Bloodline of Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga versus Kevin Owens and Randy Orton.
Bloodline, but it'll be like Descent at the end.
You think soon? All that soon?
Not a breakup Descent,
Yeah.
but there'll be like a tease at like who's in charge here kind of thing. But they'll still win.
I think it's going to be Kevin Owens and Randy Orton.
I hope.
Which
I
is
hope
going to.
I like them more.
It's going to challenge their solidity.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially two sides of the same coin. I don't like whether they lose. It doesn't matter if they win or lose in this company. But like, it depends on what part of the card is on too. Like, if they want a pop, if they want like some good feelings from the crowd, if it's put in that position, yeah, Kevin Owens and Randy Orton should win.
Bayley versus Tiffany Stratton versus Naomi. Triple threat match for the WWE
Bayley's not going to
Women's
drop the title yet.
Bayley's winning. Damian Priest versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. Damian Priest is winning. Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles. Cody Rhodes. That's been your Backlash predictions.
If you don't have Peacock, you can buy that show for $59.99.
Pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It's on pay-per-view.
It's on still in America on pay-per-view on Paramount Plus. I'm sorry, $49.99. Yes. $50 for what we just said.
Yeah. That was a lot of Raw, a lot of SmackDown.
Sure was.
A lot of stuff to cover.
Could have used a lot of that draft bullshit time to maybe retain some of the people you just fired and give them some TV shine.
My favorite part is when telling me what you think Nia Jax is like out in the wild. That was WWE. Stay tuned for the AEW.
Well, don't just stay tuned. Actually, go click on it on your podcast app because it only pops up on like Spotify. I think a lot of them you have to, go back in. And
see, in my world, I just don't hit stop and it auto plays, so I literally just have to stay tuned.
That's nice.
Yeah,
I recite every one of these podcasts from memory, just out loud as I walk through the house every day. So I don't even use an app.
Oh, anyway, AEW, go that one.
Thanks for joining us, guys. See you again next week where we don't have to deal with any garbage draft anymore.
No, we
should be more exciting.
It'll be a great time. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.